and welcome to the All Night Gamers Podcast, episode 215. Hi, hello, hi. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us for another edition of the show. Uh, how are we doing this week, gentlemen?
All right.
Doing
Pretty
alright.
good.
Dude, I'm exhausted.
Feel that.
I feel that, yeah. My schedule has tried to flip itself, kinda, and it's kinda done it, but I don't like it. Like, I'm going to bed at like old man times and getting up early, like Grant, but I work at night, so this doesn't work for me.
Yeah, it's
True.
rough. Uh, I had to work tens last week because
I want to say disgusting, but I also work tens.
yeah,
so
but you get every Friday off in exchange.
that's
I
true.
normally work nines. I had to work tens every day last week because I screwed up my hours charging in January and basically like didn't work a day that I was supposed to. It's a long story. It's complicated.
Oh.
So I had to make it up in February and I got most of it earlier in the month, but since it was the last week, I still needed 4 more hours, so I had to work an extra hour every day and then drive to Savannah and back in
Yeah.
3 days.
Dog is trifling. That sucks.
Yeah, it was rough, but luckily the wedding went very well and
That's
didn't
good.
really run into any
That's good.
issues. I stopped at a Oh, I don't have my stuff out for Collector's Corner. I stopped at a game store on the way. I'll have to talk about that.
bet.
I'll try to grab my stuff when someone else is going.
Unless you go first.
Yeah, we'll play it by ear.
That won't happen. Let's be real.
It's gonna be Cameron.
What?
Don't jinx us.
Going right into the news then. Smash Brothers creator Masahiro Sakurai honored by Japanese government for pioneering game design tutorials. So that's pretty cool.
Let's go.
Imagine, I don't know, it feels so foreign, but like imagine getting honored by the US government for pioneering video game design tutorials. Feels weird.
I mean, I'd take it.
Yeah, I mean, you'd always take it, but
Yeah, too bad the U.S. would never do something like that.
Metaphor Fantasio director Katsura Hashino receives Japanese government award for remarkable contribution to art. Again, no way the U.S. would do this ever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Skype is shutting down on May 5th. Rest in peace.
Let's go!
Huge.
Yeah, those are two different options.
You
I was just
sucked,
our biggest
but
hater.
you served me well a decade ago.
True.
Maybe probably closer to 15 years ago at this point than a decade, but
Yeah, close to a decade.
I'm glad you
Almost a
existed,
bag.
but it was time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised
They
it
never-
lasted this long.
They never really updated,
It do,
did
honestly.
Well, no, because
No, they didn't.
basically
Not
Skype
for a
became
while.
Microsoft Teams.
they? Yeah.
Completely,
That's true.
completely neglected at every turn. Yeah.
Yeah, they forced some updates out for it at work. It keeps disappearing off my taskbar.
Oh, sick.
I have that
On
issue
Microsoft Teams?
sometimes.
Wasn't there that big issue of like Russians hacking Skype accounts as well?
Dude,
They
there's
hack
big
everything
issues
now.
of hacking everything. Yeah, I found this
True.
out recently. If you set up like an open network thing that connects to the internet, you're basically guaranteed to start getting pings on it from like random Russian and Chinese IP addresses. Like there's just
Oh,
bots
sick.
set up to ping everything possible to see if there's anything that's open. So that's why you have to be careful about public networks.
Public Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Kinda
I
fun.
I got scared for a second because I'd set up that file transfer over the air stuff with my 3DS when I was hacking that,
Yeah.
and I forgot that that was LAN for a second. So for a second, I thought I was broadcasting a public IP address whenever I did an FTP, and I started getting really nervous. I was like, "Am I gonna get hacked if I do this?" But then I was like, "Wait, no, this is LAN. This isn't going anywhere." Uh,
Yeah, I got to set up a server for my DevSecOps training, and since work doesn't seem to want to do it because there's no charging to do it, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that very, very carefully. Uh, with with the tower that we have extra.
just set a password. It's usually easy
Lots
enough.
of passwords.
Exactly.
Let's see. The Gamer reports that Nintendo currently owns 300 plus unique intellectual properties, the most for any video game company in the world. I read this before the show and I thought, wow, shocker. The video game company that I think is the oldest. I mean, besides like Atari, but Atari's irrelevant.
Atari got bought out.
All the
They don't
companies that
count.
are older than Nintendo are irrelevant to modern gaming. Uh,
And all the
so
companies younger than them obviously aren't going to have as many IP as
So
them.
like the oldest ones around them is like Capcom and Sega.
yeah, but
Yeah,
Capcom's
but even Sega and I don't know about Capcom, but even Sega came after Nintendo.
and Sega could be close if they kept making consoles, but they died. So when you make a third
Yeah.
party, you're just going to be smaller scale. And
Yeah.
Sony didn't start developing games until the is it the third generation technically or the fourth generation? I don't know. I think the first generation is technically like the Magnavox Odyssey. I don't know how generations work. It's confusing. But whichever the
Very
PS1, like
confusing.
the until the PS1, they hadn't developed any games. So Nintendo and obviously they developed a ton for the NES and SNES because at that
But
time
thank God they
games were
did,
the
because
size of
otherwise
a
we would have ended up
saltine
being
cracker.
stuck with stupid Microsoft.
That's also true.
Yeah. It should be noted that the total number is 356, but that counts sub-series like Mario Kart and Mario Party as their own individual IPs, even though they're under the Mario thing. So if you cut all of those out, take all the spin-offs and just count them as one massive brand, cut all the spin-offs out, the total drops to 306, which is why it's over 300
Still
and
really
not
impressive.
350.
That's still really impressive. Also, it's like I don't know about the Mario Sports series, but Mario Kart is in a league of its own.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
still
but
technically
it's
Mario. It's still a spin-off,
Yeah.
but like it,
because a kart
it's
racer
certainly
isn't an IP. The IP comes from the characters and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. Is it?
Go
Yeah.
just make a kart racer of karts.
What is that game called? Yeah, Crash Team Racing, bro. That's the competitor of Mario Kart.
Or
It's really not.
Crash Nitro Kart.
You're right. It's Hello Kitty Cruisers.
Fun fact: that game
Wow.
is bad. Top 5 Scott the Woz
That's
quotes,
crazy.
Dude. Top 5 Scott the Woz quotes, dude. Fun fact: this game is bad. Honda and the Pokemon Company have partnered to create a real-life version of the Koraidon motorcycle from the Pokemon Scarlet game, which
That
is
is
cool.
sick.
Oh my God!
We-
No fucking get out of here,
And
bro.
Lewis
is-
sent me this one, and I was like, "Well, it's going on the show."
I read
Cool.
this and I remember like getting really excited for half a second reading the headline and then reading comments about it and they're like, yeah, they're not actually
making it viable. You cannot. It is not for purchase.
Even if it
Bro.
was, that's still kind of silly.
No, that's goated, bro. I would go everywhere.
yeah,
with that.
it's a concept bike. Okay, yeah, this is the other one I was thinking of. There have been many Pokemon collaborations over the past decade, including the franchise collaborating with Toyota Engineering Society last year, which
Yeah.
was for the Toyota Miraidon motorcycle based on another legendary Pokemon on Pokemon Violet. and it's just concept bikes, so it's just like a rendering. They're not actually gonna make a
Oh.
motorcycle that looks like that.
Oh, that's
Although
significantly lamer.
That is so lame, actually.
Okay, but you
um,
could have expected that. Like, that's not.
so
I mean, they
listen,
could have
knew they
made
weren't gonna-
one.
You knew
They
they weren't
could.
gonna
They could have
sell
made.
it.
They
You
could have
knew they
made
were gonna
one.
sell
I
it.
don't. I don't care if they sell it. They could have made the one.
if so there is going to be one on display apparently. I don't know if it's going to be like something that you could drive in theory or something that is just a straight up display piece.
Do you think
But
it'll be life size?
it says from March 7th to March 9th, the Honda Koraidon project will be on display at the Honda Welcome Plaza Aoyama in Tokyo, Japan. So I guess next week we need to follow
hell.
up and find some of those photos and see
Y'all
what
trying
it
to make a
looks
quick
like.
trip?
I'll say that sounds to me like it's just gonna be.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a concept, but it
Dang.
It's two multi-billion-dollar companies. They can make one.
So
I think.
this is obviously
they're
some
not going to.
BS,
And then-
like
Funny thing.
for kid imagination, but this is a cool, what if thing. Listen to this. The official press release states that the Honda Koraidon can be employed in its sprinting build, which enables the Pokemon to walk on all four legs and stand, quote, on two wheels. I know it sounds crazy, but Honda Riding Assist, which made its debut at CES in 2017 and uses the self-balancing technology developed in Asimo's humanoid robot research, could help make this design aspect a reality. So Honda is actively making this Honda Riding Assist thing or I guess developing it for motorcycles to help keep the bike upright with less human input. Or maybe like when it's stopped or something. But
That's probably what it
sick.
is whenever you like stop, you're at like a red light or a stop sign or something.
you could literally, but that same tech could let you have a wheelie button where you just push
True.
it and it goes into wheelie position. But you could do it standing still. Anyway, that's cool. It's
Yeah.
a little neat.
That is actually sick.
Pokemon Boss believes that the series can last another 50 to 100 years.
Sure.
I mean,
I'm not
yeah,
surprised.
Pokemon's pretty great.
Mhm.
I don't doubt
Well,
Yeah.
well,
it. No, just no.
okay.
It's as old as me. I believe it.
I find it hard to believe that to be true if they keep putting out really bad games.
I was gonna say I don't know if
Okay,
it's a great game, but like
Well, let me rephrase. The reason
The
I
past
say that
game
is
was not
because I
great.
tried to go back to Pokemon Scarlet, I think is the one that I have.
Scarlet's the one
and-
with the.
I was like, why did I only
One
play
that
like 20
runs.
minutes of this? I played another 10 minutes and turned it back off again because I remembered why. The game runs so bad.
So poorly.
It's like a slideshow, dude.
Yes.
yeah.
So if they keep doing stuff like that,
You're
I
honestly better
don't
off
see
playing
it.
Sword
but-
and Shield.
Say what?
I said like, whenever you're talking about the two newest generations, you're better off playing Sword and Shield than you are, Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, like there's been performance issues to some degree in basically every 3D Pokemon game. But like Sword and Shield, in comparison, I don't remember basically anything about the performance issues in that one. I know there were some,
Yeah, no.
but I beat that game. I played it
Yeah.
entirely. I was like, so I knew I would. I was like, why did I only play 20 minutes? That's why. So I hope they
That's
Dude.
the thing is like,
just.
there's always gonna be performance issues in any game, but
Yeah.
if they're like negligible enough, then you can get away with it. The ones in Scarlet and Violet were glaringly bad.
I mean, yeah, every game will have a corner
And-
case, but there's you
Yeah.
can make games to not have problems most of the time.
Yeah.
And,
Like it
what-
shouldn't be a commonplace.
One of my biggest nitpicks with like Pokemon, especially since they have the anime, they could have voice acting in the game. They can afford it. They should have.
They
voice
could.
acting.
They won't,
But
but they
they're not
could.
going to though.
Bro, they
So
can't even
lame.
they
Going
can't
to.
even maintain a 30 FPS game. You think they're gonna
Yeah,
Go
they're
for voice
definitely not.
acting?
Because voice acting makes the price of the game go up. Like it makes for them it makes the game more expensive to create. So they're not gonna do it.
But they have the actors already.
They don't give a fuck. They truly
That's
do not give
so
a fuck.
wild.
Like they're not going to do it. I'm telling you, they're never going to have a Pokemon game with voice
That
acting.
that'll always be my biggest like nitpick.
Okay, but also, how hard is it to read? Like you
No,
already read on a daily
no.
basis.
But it's like, okay, you're.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, it's annoying, kind of, but also
Like, don't get me wrong, reading.
not really. Just
I'm
read.
okay with reading, but like voice acting would be sick though, and since they already have the actors as well,
I never. I mean, like, just
it adds.
because
To, I feel like
the
if they're trying to especially make a good
I've never
story, it adds
begrudged
to the
Pokemon
story.
for not having voice acting. Like I've never, that's never been something that has made
Uh,
me upset with the game.
the problem,
just because there's text
It
doesn't
doesn't.
mean there shouldn't be voice acting.
Yeah.
the
I mean,
problem
true,
isn't
but
no, no, no,
Hold
the
up, yes I
problem
can.
isn't
you know
the
what? We should
text
make this a
boxes.
finishing topic sometime.
Apparently,
We
the
should.
the problem isn't text boxes. The problem is in Sword and Shield they had cutscenes that had no voice acting.
Yeah, like they had the guy like
Yeah,
singing, and it's like just
Yeah,
like no
singing,
sound.
no, just music.
If you're gonna do a
If you're
cutscene,
gonna do
yeah,
a
you should have voice
cutscene, you
acting.
should be doing voice acting.
No,
Yeah,
for
if you're
real.
Like,
gonna if you're gonna have a cutscene, you should do voice acting. But I also
right,
don't like.
Like the whole game as itself, maybe not. Like Kingdom Hearts does it really well. I think the way Kingdom Hearts does it is like perfect. Cutscenes have voice acting, and other like smaller scenes, like the main game, not really.
I mean,
Like you'll have like battle dialogue, but like
I played
overall, right?
Rebirth and Remake, and everything in that game
Is
is
voice acting.
voiced.
Oh,
Yes.
that's crazy. They changed it.
And
Because
it's so good because everything, everywhere you go, everything is voiced.
that is sick. I feel like that just adds to the game, honestly.
mhm.
It
Yeah,
does,
but
and that's why
also
those games feel like they were
for a
made
Pokemon
in
game,
current year.
I don't
Oh
really
yeah.
see like the whole point is to get in there and catch Pokemon. Like you're not, for me anyway. I'm
I
not really like focusing on the
I
story
feel like
aspect and like what's
that's
going on.
fine. Ignoring the story in Pokemon is fine, but like I feel like that's the problem. Wait, so Pokemon kind of gets a lot of leeway because
It's
of your
Pokemon.
exact reason. I only want to catch Pokemon. Like,
Yeah, but
I,
why would it matter otherwise? You just go in, catch the Pokemon, have a great time.
It's
I mean, granted,
I don't know.
accoutrement,
I haven't.
dude. It's accoutrement. It's not
it is,
crucial,
but
but
also,
it's nice.
It's
And
Yeah, it is nice.
like voice acting shouldn't be as crazy of an expectation for a company. Like this isn't some indie developer.
this is
that's
literally
yeah,
the
like
biggest
it,
multimedia franchise on the
that's
planet.
true. The
Yeah.
fact that I do agree they have plenty wherewithal to be able to do voice acting, and it's kind of silly that they don't. But also, I'm not gonna really begrudge them
Yeah,
for it.
I'm
I
just nervous
will.
to ask for that when they can't even manage HD game development, it seems. So
yeah.
That's also true. You want to see 2002 style cutscenes in 2027?
Yay!
Let's go, man.
well the,
I'm thinking like Sonic Adventure. The mounts moving all over the place, going Sonic, and then the scene ends like 20 seconds later.
well to wrap up all the Pokemon talk, Pokemon Day was last week. There was Pokemon
Indeed, it
Presents
was.
as
Boo.
usual.
Boo is crazy.
Let's
And TCG Pocket got a new pack. Let's go, Arceus.
uh
No one else but me cares.
yeah, sorry, bud.
I care.
The
We didn't
only
even finish our battle earlier. I'm hurt.
the only news that everyone really cares about is Legends ZA, but we'll talk about everything briefly. Pokemon Concierge has more episodes coming in September. Woo. There's Pokemon Go events going on because there's always events going on. It's Pokemon Go. I don't know. It's an ad. Pokemon Masters EX 5.5 year anniversary. There's events going on in Pokemon Cafe Remix because there always is. Just like Pokemon Go. There's a new Pokemon Sleep event with Darkrai and Cresselia. It's going on if you
Yep.
do that. Pokemon Unite has
Cool.
new Pokemon joining. If you play that. Pokemon TCG Pocket
Pokemon Unite actually kind of fun.
got the Triumphant Light packs and other new cards. Yeah, I got into Unite. I played Unite a little bit. It was okay, but it felt so hollow.
Look, it's definitely not as well polished of a MOBA as like Smite or League or Dota or like a lot of the
But
mainstream
it
ones.
is
But it's Pokemon and it's cool.
it is certainly a Pokemon MOBA.
It is a game.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, Pokemon getting slide by because
Literally,
they have, you know,
brand recognition.
that brand recognition, dude.
Mega Evolutions are coming to physical Pokemon trading card game.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, that's sick.
Oh, that is cool. I like
Wait, what was it?
Mega Evolutions
Mega
are coming to
Evolutions.
the physical card game.
Ooh, nice.
Pokemon
I did not
Scarlet
see
and
that.
Violet got new Rotom phone cases and a bunch of new events going on.
Yeah, the Rotom
Don't
cases
care
are
much.
codes only, and I think they might be exclusive to games, which at the just fucking update the game.
Literally, dude.
Why you logging in behind a code?
Did anybody
Nobody
watch?
sees the Rotom codes or the Rotom decks.
Nah. Did anybody watch the Pokemon thing?
Cameron did.
Yeah, I
Okay,
watched them.
dude,
These are all my notes.
Did you go crazy or like a little bit crazy when they showed off Kyogre and Groudon?
For
Or
what?
were you like, it's stupid? You already knew, like, because like the way they advertise is like, holy shit. But then it's like, oh, Pokemon Masters EX advertisement, and it's like, okay, nobody cares.
Wait, what? I didn't actually see the thing. When did they show Kyogre and Groudon?
For
Because those are my
the,
dogs.
that's what I said. I was like, holy shit, they're bringing it back, and they looked
I would
really
say
good. But no, it's just for Pokemon Masters,
Gen 3
Yeah.
was what got me into Pokemon, so.
legit. I mean, Gen 4, but you know,
Well, okay, but that's not. You know what?
it's better. But you know,
Okay, buddy. Wrong.
All right, we're not having that conversation.
Agree that you're wrong.
We're not having that conversation right now. Let's.
this is gonna be a long. This is gonna be a long episode if we have that conversation.
Pokemon
You've already
Champions is
had
now
a
in development for
conversation
the
about
Switch
Pokemon.
family of systems and mobile phones. The title's
It's
focused on
Showdown.
bringing new battles.
Wait, what is that?
Pokemon
Wait,
It's
what is
Champions.
Pokemon.
Champions?
It's an official. So Pokemon Champions from the trailer they gave is an official version of Pokemon Showdown, the
Sick.
online battle
Uh,
simulator.
Okay,
That's
that's
You
awesome.
cool.
you can
That's really
connect
cool.
You can connect to Pokemon Home.
When is it coming
Uh,
out? Or is it already?
It's in development. It is in development.
Okay. Okay,
Uh,
that's gonna be sick as hell because I love Showdown.
You can
It
connect to
depends on
Home.
what they
You can
do.
use they
Well, yeah.
showed a battle with that had megas and terraforms. So those are on
Okay, well,
opposite ends of the gimmick. So everything in
Yeah.
between is also included. Um,
Yeah.
Connects to Pokemon Home. Game Freak is carrying out the project while Pokemon Works is doing the actual work. Yeah, can use multiple gen exclusive gimmicks such as Mega and Z moves.
Yep.
And then finally, Legends ZA, the only news we care about. So apparently he's going to use the same engine from Scarlet and Violet, which concerns me significantly. But it
Yeah,
might be
that's-
better.
Well, if
I
they
don't know.
update the engine, then it should be fine. But if they use it the exact same as how it
Yeah.
already was running, then yeah,
Dude,
that's gonna be an issue.
Another nitpick: the way the person jumped off the building was like not fluid at all. I know that's a nitpick,
Bruh.
but like,
That's not even
It-
surprising.
that's yeah. The entire rest of the game was not fluid, so of course that's not gonna
but
be
like
fluid.
they literally jump off the building, hard stop, and then go. It was like
Okay, but I'm just
that
like
does not. Yeah, no. I get what you're saying. Like Game Freak's lazy as hell, but
no, I'm just
it was
saying
just
like
not
you're
fluid at all.
you're
It's a
nitpicking
nitpick.
something in a game that we've already nitpicked to hell and back. Like
It's a multi-billion-dollar company, though. I think it's only fair.
True.
true. But we've already discussed at length how that game
Is
was
the
not up to snuff.
Oh no,
It
I'm
is so
talking about
dangerous
ZA. I'm
to
talking
do
about no, I'm talking
Pokemon
about ZA. I'm
discussions.
talking about ZA. I'm not talking. No, I'm talking about ZA.
Oh, I didn't. Wait, was that in like a trailer?
Yeah, it's in
Yes.
the
Brother.
Oh,
Bro
I
did
didn't-
not watch.
I told you I didn't.
Bro calls
watch it.
Or
himself a
didn't
Pokemon fan.
listen.
Bro,
Pokemon
No.
Day happened. Pokemon Presents happened on Pokemon Day, like it always
I
does
told
every
you.
year.
No,
They
I
talked
told you.
about the
I
trailer.
told you 100%. I told you like at the start of this conversation I did not watch it.
Yeah, I know, but
or see any
you asked if
news
they drop a
otherwise.
trailer
Apparently, that's
when they
crazy.
I did
they
not.
showed the game of the
I
thing.
did not. I did not ask if they dropped a trailer.
You just did.
Wait, did he not? He did.
No, I'm saying I asked were you talking about the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah. The trailer in the
Gotcha.
thing.
Yeah, I got you.
Uh,
See, I understand now.
Chikorita, Totodile, and Tepig are the starters. Mega Evolutions are
Bro.
back.
Are you fucking?
This like
That's
the most.
actually horrible starters. That's
There's the most
actually not.
random. What?
Okay,
Okay.
get out of here.
Why
No,
not?
no, no. Look,
Okay,
I
okay,
love
okay, okay.
Totodile, and I'm a grass fan, and
I love
Totodile is the best
Chikorita.
on that list.
That's wild.
It's
Correct.
because
Dude,
Well,
they
okay,
are
look,
in the
Extra-
bottom
they
5
have to change
of the
Meganium so much
starters.
for Meganium to actually be worth.
but
They have to change
Tepig
Meganium
instead
has
of
fairy type
Chikorita
moves.
is so crazy to me. That made me
Huh?
so heated.
Why are they having two Mons from the same generation?
Because they're in the bottom 5 of starters.
I
Bottom
don't
5.
care.
Like Pokemon ran a poll,
How
I
did
don't
and
they?
these
care.
are
Oh,
3 of the
out of
5.
contest.
Yeah.
I
Least
don't care.
popular.
Why are they? Why?
But can they not have chose
So that-
someone a little higher on the list from a different?
Who do you want?
Game?
Charizard? Fuck. No
No,
more
Yeah.
Charizard.
No.
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. No, of course I don't want Charizard. I'm tired of seeing Charizard fucking everywhere.
Dude,
But it's
Charizard
supposed to be in.
X. Why? Didn't he have a Z move as well? Charizard Z move? I'm pretty sure he did.
No, I think it was just X and Y. But like, it's supposed to be in Kalos, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, well,
It's the
Kalos is based on France. Why can we not have like the Pokemon that feel more French than fucking
We didn't
Totodile
have
and
Pokemon that felt French the first time round.
Kyle, you're thinking way too highly of a
yes, we
Pokemon
did, bro.
company, dude.
Kyle,
Yes,
yeah,
we did.
literally. That's what
He's
we
thinking
We had
of
a
the one
ninja.
France. He's thinking of the one France Pokemon, which is the dog. And
Ufro,
that's it. Yeah,
Furfro.
No.
Furfuro.
Oh, you know
Dude,
what? We'll talk about this
we didn't
after
have
the
French
show.
starters, dude.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. I'm
Pokemon
gonna say
doesn't
Kalos.
care about
Ninja?
race.
A ninja, a knight, and a witch are not France.
I
I'm
gotta
saying
turn
there
you
are
down. You're
You
too
know what?
high.
We'll talk about this after the podcast. I have the best options that they could have been.
Okay, bud.
Dude, they could have
For
done Mug because
starters,
France
it's
is
gonna be a
nasty.
returning starter.
What'd you say?
You could have done Muck because France is nasty.
That's funny.
I tried to find the
Uh,
Japanese list.
Let's see. AZ and his Floette are returning.
Let's go.
Sorry.
Megas are
Stories-
back.
Yeah,
They did not show any new ones off though. Very lame of
Story
them,
taking
honestly.
place in Lumio City.
Don't worry, guys. Charizard Z. I'm excited, guys. Aren't you tired for Charizard Mega Z? Yeah.
I am tired.
Don't worry, we'll also get
Charizard
Y.
Legacy.
I'm just tired of Cooper.
The city has set up
I am
wild
too.
zones,
Crazy.
which is where you go to catch things. The UI for
So,
battles was shown off.
That's gonna be like Scarlet and Violet, the Wild Zone.
So
Yes, but
Yeah.
just all in Luminos.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that's
entire
weird.
game is going to take place in Lumios, but based on the map, it is significantly bigger than it was in
What game was that?
Well,
X
they
and
also
X and Y.
Y.
I was
It was
whenever you originally
already
play X and Y,
significantly bigger.
Whenever you originally play X and Y, there's like a lot of parts of the city that you can see in the background, but obviously
Yeah.
can't get to because they had to make it on the
No, you
DS,
can
the
get
3DS.
at the end of the game. You can get to the other half of the city because the power's back on.
I don't know. It's been a while since I played X
Wasn't
and Y,
there
but
wasn't there one game where you could literally see the power on behind the guy and he still
Yeah.
said it was off? Yeah.
No,
Yes,
that was X and Y.
this.
Oh.
You don't have it mentioned, but the little Zygarde pieces from Sun and Moon
Not
can be
again.
seen in the trailer sitting on a ledge.
Oh,
great.
sick, dude.
Zygarde is not from Sun and Moon.
No, but the pieces.
He's from X and Y,
That's what
but
I'm
the
saying.
lore of Zygarde is only expanded upon in Sun and Moon.
And you collected like a billion, like
You
a
know what?
bajillion
Yo, mama.
pieces all over the map. It was
Yeah,
So
I
sick.
think you had to get like 100 or something like that.
yeah.
It looks like you can physically dodge attacks. They
Yeah, that looked sick.
showed the stupid Rotom phone off more.
Yep.
And then there's a promotion match at the top of Lumio's tower.
Ain't none of us gonna do it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. They sure did say at that it's Pokemon.
Did
It
they
took them.
specify whether they're gonna do it on Switch or Switch 2?
No,
Do we know
It's-
that yet? Okay.
it's probably going to be Switch with backwards compatibility.
Isn't
Uh,
it? No, it says Nintendo Switch in the trailer.
Does it?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's gonna
Where
be
Oh,
the
so
camera
this
did
is
not
gonna
pay
be still
attention.
bad.
Oh, it's gonna be awful.
It's gonna be
That's
so
sick.
bad,
This
dude.
is why I hate talking about Pokemon games now, because every time we talk about them, it's like, why am I
We
even
just-
bothering to have this
like,
discussion when we know
why-
it's gonna suck? Because they always
It's gonna
suck.
make me upset. Hey,
You
if
know,
your
they
day was
used-
going good, don't worry, we're gonna ruin it.
They used to be good.
I can believe it can be good, and then I can hang
Honestly-
out with AZ again.
Honestly, the mobile Pokemon is better than is usually better than actual Pokemon.
Bro is addicted to gacha.
Bro is addicted to gacha.
What you talking about, bro?
Gacha game.
What got
Crazy.
Bro, the
Uh,
TCG.
all right, moving out of Pokemon land, and back to bullying Microsoft. The Xbox Series X has been out of stock in the majority of Europe and other regions for at least a month.
Oh no, they lost out on one
It's
sale.
so over.
Yeah, they
It's
lost.
so over,
What do you
dude.
mean? They could have sold like 5 consoles.
Okay.
I
Is it
read the
Europe?
comments on this one, and people were like, "That can't be true." And then they checked like their own locations, and it's sold out.
Holy crap.
Isn't Europe typically where the Xbox does best?
No, we are
I
where
was gonna say, I'm pretty
Xbox
sure the
does
Xbox
best.
does best in
Europe
America because America's
Is their second
stupid.
location.
All French voice actors for Apex Legends refuse future work over new contract clause for AI training. Good on you. You know what? Fuck Apex
Yeah.
Legends. Good on you
Literally.
guys.
Fuck Respawn, fuck EA, goated voice actors.
Yeah. Only there weren't idiots always getting out of college who were like, "Oh yeah, I'll sign that contract."
Oh yeah.
From Jason Schreier, breaking news: Warner Brothers Games is shutting down Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and Warner Brothers San Diego. Sources tell Bloomberg News.
Wonder Woman is dead.
Oh, that's why. Okay. So that's why they announced the multiversus is going away because they're shutting down player. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
If player first is going, okay, that makes a lot more
Mhm.
sense. I was like, you've been gone for basically like 2 years. Why announce it now? But that makes a lot more sense if they're just getting rid of it now. Numbers go up, I think.
They
Barely.
don't, but it looks like they do.
I don't
It
even
just
think
depends
looks
on
like
what
they do.
numbers you're looking at.
True.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 launches July 11th. Let's freaking go. There's a collector's edition out
Dude.
now with a skateboard on it.
Dude, it's kind of sick, dude.
Yeah, if I had literally any hope in my heart that I would ride a skateboard again, I would
Yeah.
probably buy that because I'm an adult and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 is very special to me. But I just know that that would be another one of the throw it in the pile to never look at again things. And
Yep.
that is way too much space for an item like that. But it is really cool. I'm excited.
Wait.
The first
dude-
one also came with the skateboard, right?
Probably. I mean, what else do
Dude,
you give out with this game in a collector's edition than a skateboard? Fucking Tony
Dude,
Hawk
the-
skin.
Yeah. Pieces of his hair.
We scalped Tony Hawk.
You gotta be fucking fanboy like crazy in order to get.
Yeah, they chopped Tony Hawk up into 500 pieces and put each piece in a box. There's only 500.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sick. I just looked at some of the
Guys,
pictures.
I got a stinky toe. Let's go.
There's gonna be a Doomslayer skater, apparently. That's cool.
Hell yeah. And with that, on to Collector's Corner, the weekly segment where we talk about the games we've been playing, the games we've been buying, good things, bad things, and the like. We spin a wheel to see who goes first every week,
True.
and or really
Oh,
determine
great.
the whole order, I guess. So spin the wheel. Who we got?
I hope Grant goes first.
Dude, yeah, it is me. It is me. I'm serious. I'm not even
That's
lying. I'll
hilarious.
screenshot it. A proof. I'm not lying.
Give me a second to switch Discords. I want to see what you show off.
Heard of that.
Okay.
Bro, that's
Well,
it. I know
that's
this guy's
a
cheating on the
perfect
wheel, bro.
time.
Oh wow, it wasn't even.
So you've got
Okay, here we go. So we'll go smallest to biggest ticket.
Bet.
Starting off, Punch Out, Mike Tyson's Punch Out for
Ooh.
NES. It's, whatever. I feel like it's a game that I should have in my NES collection. I basically I haven't bought an NES game in years. Because I have
feel
everything I want, but I was like, you know what? I don't have Punch Out.
Yeah,
That's like a
'cause-
classic NES game.
Will you play
so-
it? Probably not, but like
I mean, I probably
it
will when I bust out
feels-
the NES, because I bust it out every now and then and play for like 2
That's-
days and put it back and never touch it for a
yeah,
year.
there's a few that I'm like, I probably want that in my NES collection.
Yeah.
Actually, I will definitely be playing the NES soon because I need to test this cartridge and make sure it works. But yeah, on the way down to the wedding, I was like, hey, when I go on trips, I look for a game store. Last time I went through Atlanta, it was like on a Sunday, so it was really hard to try to time finding a game store. And I remember ended up finding one, but it was kind of small. This place I found was like a card shop, like a magic card shop, but they had a video game corner. And one of the dudes that worked there, like he'll drive around and find stuff and clean it up and resell it. So there was like not a whole lot of stuff, but it was a lot of really high quality stuff. 15 different Game Boy Advances, a bunch of DS, like old handheld consoles that he's cleaned up. Relatively good price, I think, for all the stuff there. A lot of heavy hitting games. They even had like an in-box copy of Chrono Trigger for SNES. I mean, it was like, a $700 or something, but
Ooh.
that's, not outrageous for that game. Complete in
Chrono
box.
Trigger, yeah.
Oh.
Sebby is good.
So, yeah, I've then otherwise small one, a copy of Namco Museum on GBA complete in box with the manual, and it still even had the plastic around the cartridge. When I took it out and saw that, I literally had a flashback that I had totally forgotten about. I forgot what NES games looked like fresh out of the box. I had a flashback to me as a kid opening up Harvest Moon and Super Mario Brothers out of Game Boy boxes, pulling them out of the little thing in the corner here out of the plastic. It was a crazy moment. I like stood there for like 20 seconds, just like, whoa. Yeah, forgotten memory.
All right, Anton, you go.
And the Namco Museum collection on GBA is a really solid one. It's the one I honestly prefer to play when I'm on the go because it's so simple. So, and for $15, I was like, yeah, it's complete in box. I really like that game. I played
Complete in box is really hard to pass up.
Yeah,
that's why I bought Star Fox Assault the last time we were home.
I
What
bought.
did I buy?
I bought two players guides, Nintendo Power Players guides. The first one I bought is for F-Zero GX.
Cool.
For some reason they had like literally a dozen of these. Like actually
specifically that one?
At least an 8 or 10 of them. Yeah, straight up. The F-Zero GX player's guide. He had a stack of like a dozen of these things.
Interesting.
And then Donkey Kong Country for the GBA, interestingly enough. They talk about some of the differences from the SNES version in here. And I've never actually played it through on GBA, and I think that's something I want to try to do and see what the differences are. So, got that.
The only difference I know from the country off the top of my head is they changed the music at the beginning of 3. And a lot of people like the music from the GBA better.
And then the last thing, the big ticket item, is Pokemon Stadium 2.
Let's
For
go.
the
I love that
N64.
cartridge.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is a peak cartridge, dude.
How
Yeah,
many
it's
gold
super
cartridges were
clean.
there?
There's
It's gold on the front, silver
Ocarina.
on the back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And then
gold.
Ocarina of Time is gold completely, and then Majora's Mask is also gold. I want to
Also
say.
gold completely and holographic if you got the
Yeah,
early version.
that's what mine is, but it's got a stupid Blockbuster sticker on the back.
Mine is too, but it's got a reproduction back half because it was broken, which is why I got it so cheap. Like it worked fine, but the case was damaged on the back.
And then
So as long
Donkey
as you look at the
Kong was
front, though, it
yellow.
looks great.
Yeah, yeah, because you did that while you were still down here, because we talked about it a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the big thing. I have tested that and that works. I also forgot one thing. Hold on. This finally came in. This is a N64 flash cart. So same deal as the GBA one I got a few weeks ago, but this one I ordered from China, so it took quite a while. It also I think got on the wrong truck at one point and ended up in North Dakota, so it took an extra like week to come back here, but it did eventually make it. I've tested it out with just a couple things. It works exactly like you'd expect, so I'm super excited to try some of the more expensive games that I'm pretty sure I will never own. Now, in terms of what I've been playing, Pokemon Emerald. I booted up Pokemon Yellow for like 15 minutes because I wanted to check if my save was still there and get a copy on my analog pocket just in case that battery dies, because I'm going to need a Gen 1 game for Pokemon
Right,
Stadium.
smart.
And I'm going to need Gen 2 game for Pokemon Stadium too. So I need to check Gen 2 while I'm thinking about it. But
You trying to get the stuff for Gen 1 and 2 that you can unlock?
I just, yeah, I want to try out the functionality. Is really the main thing. I just want to see how it works and try it out. I got back into Pokemon White 2. It turns out that the firmware I put on my flashcard for the DS has weird issues saving with Pokemon White and Pokemon White 2. It basically doesn't work. So I had to change the firmware on there, but I fixed that. Now I can actually play it. I didn't find it out until I tried to play, and then like it wouldn't load past the like save select screen.
Weird.
Yeah, and I thought it worked before because I would just boot to the title screen and I'd see the title screen and be like, oh, perfect. So
It works. I see the title screen. That's why I kind of, when
Try
I'm
to
buying
play-
games, I test like 5 minutes. Go in.
well, the thing is that it's just those games, and
Weird.
everything else.
That
I
is
tested
strange.
some other games, like actually played them, and those worked fine. So I don't know, but that's fixed. So I'm trying to get back into Pokemon White 2 because I got distracted with Emerald. But as much as I really want to play Emerald right now, that needs to not be my focus. My focus needs to be Pokemon White 2. So I'm trying to drag my attention back towards that. I've gotten back into Black Ops Cold War because the online is working again.
We saw you playing that yesterday.
Yeah. I've played a pretty significant amount over the past week, I'd say. We found out about it last week, that it was back up again when we finally tried. So, been playing that a decent amount, unlocked a good amount of stuff, but still have more things to work on. So, I'll probably keep playing that more for another week or so and then fade off eventually. I played. Oh yeah, I got Factorio and downloaded that. That is addicting as hell.
It's been on my wish list for a while. I've not gotten.
I know it
yet,
basically
though.
never goes on sale. But now that I've finally bitten the bullet, because I was watching some video about some nerd shit about how like manufacturing is actually incredibly difficult. Like automated manufacturing, people don't understand how truly difficult that is. And there was a video about that kind of stuff, and they talked about Factorio because they're like, if you've ever played this game, you know after about like an hour, you start to realize how truly difficult laying out a manufacturing facility can be and how much planning it takes and trial and error and stuff. So I've already played 8 hours, which I know is not a whole lot, but for me that's a lot that I've only had this game for like 4 or 5 days, and I was at a wedding. Um,
Yeah.
Ooh.
so
I
it's
think it went up on price while we were doing the
it
show.
it did. It used to be $30 and now it's 35.
That's right. We did it as like a news segment.
But it is fully worth the money. It's incredibly developed. It runs very well. It's not super
think so.
resource heavy, and the bounds of what you can produce in Factorio is crazy. There's a bunch of like
Have you
setup
played
things you can play
Satisfactory?
through. No, but Satisfactory is just 3D Factorio, and everybody says it's worse than Factorio because it's 3D. Like Factorio is peak.
Really?
Numbers go up
I've-
min-max game.
I was because I've played Satisfactory and I actually really liked Satisfactory.
It's not a bad game. Don't get me wrong
But I have
with that.
not- I have
It's
not played
people like that
Factorio.
game. It's a good game, but like if you're just here for the factory stuff and nothing else at all, they say Factorio because everything Satisfactory does is just stuff that at the end of the day is drawing away from the production stuff. So,
Yeah.
but like it's not a
That's
bad
fair,
game.
I can see that.
It's
I can see that.
so I just went with this one because I'm only really interested in like top down. It almost feels like an RTS, which I guess it is, but it's in its own league, and the possibilities are truly boundless. There's a bunch of like pre-made missions you can do, but there's also a free play mode, and they explicitly say in the game that that is the intended way to play Factorio is just open free play. So that's all I've been doing so far, and it's fully worth the money. If you've been questioning it, you can't keep waiting for a sale, but if you got some extra cash, I would highly recommend it. Just be ready to get sucked in pretty quick
Ooh.
because it is so satisfying when you get things set up and like everything's moving at high pace. Like the last thing I've unlocked
Yeah.
is like high pace transport belts. So now I've just got stuff whizzing around everywhere and it's going super fast. It's extremely satisfying. So highly recommend
Hell
that.
yeah.
Crazy.
And I think that's basically about it.
Nice.
Yeah, Pokemon, Cold War, and Factorio. And yeah, I think that's all I got. So spin the wheel. Who we got next? Cameron, you're up.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out what I would play because the most out of reach. So I've actually just been sitting here with nothing on the screen. So can't see what games I've had. I played a little bit of Minecraft. I had an idea, and then I lost said idea.
I like ideas.
but
Oh,
I-
never mind.
What?
I said I like ideas. Oh, never mind.
No, never mind. Yeah,
Never
I
mind.
had an idea of what I wanted to do, and then I didn't. Also, I got so I went back to that trial chamber we found and started taking it for its copper. And yeah, I kept getting attacked. So I got tired of that and left.
Real.
Let's see. I played a little bit of Zelda, but I don't really think there's much more than after we ended the show because I was busy studying
Feel
for the
that.
first time since college.
How'd you like it?
I hate studying. I want to learn without studying.
Real.
Um,
I could lend you my brain for a little bit.
It
I
may or
tend
may
to do
not
all
work.
right learning without studying.
yeah, but
True.
like, I would have failed if I
I
hadn't
also
studied.
suck at math and also computer.
No offense to you, Kyle.
computer
I'm not trying to
science
attack
things.
your intelligence, but I think your brain might actively impede Cameron's progress because what is a bunch of knowledge about not DevSecOps stuff is going to help him?
Wait, what? Not DevSecOps? What is that?
DevSecOps.
No,
So-
What,
Tech
yeah,
Ops,
what does
but
it
you
stand
don't.
for?
Developer security operations.
This is exactly
it
why
doesn't-
your brain would be impeding his progress.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I suck at math, and also I'm not good with computer programming stuff, so I wouldn't help with that fact. But you know a lot of useless stuff about the brain and how people function in society, and that's pretty cool. So,
No, I don't need that information. But yeah, so I spent most of last week studying for my certificate exam. Um, and then I think I complained about this a little bit. But I spent almost an hour trying to get into the exam because they did not like the way that my license was showing up in the photos. I I tried a webcam from work. I tried using my phone and my old phone, having the old phone, put some more light. Their stupid fucking software would not focus. So I couldn't actually take a good photo. And eventually I was like, fuck it. And just used my default webcam. And miraculously that worked. So I was able to take it. Ended up with a 90, which is fine. I was burnt out by the time that I got to the test. So I'm like, I'll take a 90. Because there's I don't think I've ever been more stressed out going into a test for something that was not part of the test, you know? Um, but so I did that. I played Game of the Week a little bit. Uh, only for a little while though. I didn't beat it like I did with some of the others, just because it was already Friday by the time that I was even able to warrant start playing it. I played several worlds of Mario 3D Land. Um, I'm now on the special worlds. I got the Luigi's captured letter, so I need to find Luigi and then unlock the Luigi side. Um, there's more content in that game than I thought there was, honestly. It's so much content. I feel like that might. Oh wait, no, we had everybody lose over. We played Uno No Mercy, which is essentially just over three decks of cards of Uno cards stacked together, or three standard deck. I don't know how many cards are in an Uno deck. It was 168 cards, so you know, slightly more than three standard decks of cards, or right at whatever. But right in there, three standard decks of cards, um, put together, and we played that for a good little while. We played some red flags, um, and I think that's it. I specifically did not buy anything because I was too busy trying to uh pass the stupid certificate exam.
Fair.
Dang.
All right. I actually forgot one thing, so I'm gonna inject. Uh, this TV remote I bought on eBay for $10. It is a specific manufacturer remote for this CRT.
Amazing.
Because I am unfortunately now tasking myself with the darkest of dark arts in electrical engineering, which is RF analog stuff, and the CRT is full of that junk. I read the service manual, and it started telling me about how I needed an oscilloscope and function generators and all this other stuff, and take apart the thing and plug in here. You got to
That
degauss
sounds very
the magnets in here, and you have to face the TV eastward, and then do a bunch of stuff to the magnets because the Earth's magnetic field screws with it. It's crazy.
Wait, hold on. Just for confirmation, didn't the Earth's magnetic field shift slightly after the creation of that TV?
Yes, which
Oh
is
boy.
why you eventually have to redo it if the tube lasts that long. When these were produced, obviously they didn't anticipate these TVs lasting so long that the Earth's magnetic field would rotate. But it's not as much about the Earth's magnetic field after you degauss it. It's that you need to have it lined up so that when you do degauss it, you don't screw it up.
It points in the right direction.
Yeah.
I think we're talking circles around Kyle. I can hear his brain whirling.
Dude, I can hear my own brain whirling. This stuff
I'm
is
listening, bro.
crazy.
I'm not gonna say I'm understanding everything, but I am at least trying to
True,
understand. I'm
well,
listening.
if it makes you feel any better, I don't either. So
Great. That does make
That's
me
why
feel better.
You
that's why
bought
call
the
it a dark
remote
art.
to
I bought the remote.
bypass.
I don't have an oscilloscope, and I'm not gonna learn high voltage. I'm not gonna learn the high voltage schematic for this thing to figure it out. But you can't. There's a bunch of settings you can change. But you have to have a manufacturer's remote. You can't access it any other way, and the only way to do that is to have an official remote, and then you have to take it apart and move a jumper wire. But in this case, it was soldered, so I had to desolder and resolder jumper wires to get a service remote, and then spent like 2 hours standing in here with this thing, screwing with it, moving all the stuff around, pushing a couple buttons on accident that I thought might have broke it, but I didn't. It's really scary when you turn up the brightness on here, not from like the provided controls, but through the service remote. The TV makes different noises. The noise changes based on the settings you do with this remote, and it scares me. I thought I was going to blow up a capacitor or something because this TV's kind of old, but I didn't. I do have my CRT looking a little better now. There's some issues with the image is slightly off kilter in the box, ever so slightly, because the yoke is misaligned, which is like the thing sticking out of the back that does this image. And the only way to fix that is to move it. But to move it, you have to be very accurate and precise, and I do not have the tools necessary to do that. So I think I'm just going to have to suffer, which is
This
okay.
is what Radio Shack was
but-
for.
Yeah, right?
Well, back when it was actually useful, though, and not just
Yeah.
And hell, speaking of
AutoZone
technologies
radio.
people don't respect or understand, nobody has any idea, even I don't, of what is going on inside of this box to put a image on a screen. It is crazy. It is truly like, I don't know, it's like electrical terrorism, I think is the best way I could describe it.
That's
It is
insane.
hell inside of this box. Like, the reason they're so heavy is because they're full of lead so you don't get irradiated, dude. This thing is a bomb. All of them are. So yeah, I also have been doing that. I was wondering, I was like, I feel like I've done more than what I'm talking about. That's what I was missing. So
I'm kind of surprised some like indie entrepreneur hasn't tried to like produce modern day CRTs for gamers and people who want to watch on like classic things.
What do you mean, dude? I did that already.
I mean, I think
Silly.
it's because the only reason CRTs worked at a consumer level is the economy of scale. And now that nobody makes
too
CRTs
expensive.
anymore, like nobody has the I mean, I'm sure the equipment is still around somewhere, maybe, but like no one has that actively set up anymore. No one is experienced in this kind of art form. I don't know. Someone like you'd have to find someone that is really good at analog electronics, which is a rare commodity these days. Like someone that understands how radio antennas work on like an electrical level, which is a lot more complicated than it seems. So I don't know. I fear it would be cool, but it would also be like literally thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a unit if you were to buy one. So
Interesting.
it'd be cool
That's
if they
not
made
cool.
one, if they could figure it out. I mean, like, you know,
Yeah.
but also the problem is you're going to need a lot of investment capital for something like that because you need
Sure.
complicated equipment. it's not something you can do at your own computer, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, spin the wheel. Who's up next? Alex, you're up.
Okay, cool. Karen mentioned it. We played Uno No Mercy and Red Flags. I played a bit of Tomb Raider Legend. I've just got a lot. Game of the week, Astrobot's new level. And then we can start covering the morning. Obviously, I've put a lot of time into the Yakuza Pirates game,
What do you think?
but I really like it.
Shocker,
But
but I'm
yeah,
glad.
right. I got an achievement though that was like, what story? Because I'd done so many of the submissions in the game.
Yeah, that
I was
sounds
like,
right.
oof, that's correct. I played Marvel Rivals with my buddy Isaac, and at one point it was us both healers, and I was Dagger and he was Sue Storm, and all our teammates disappeared, but we were fighting everyone, so we're like, why is it just the two white chicks fighting the whole army?
Bruh.
I also played Dead by Daylight this past week with them, Isaac, Sylvia, and Sylvia's brother. So that was fun. I've ranked up Nancy in Dead by Daylight to be Prestige level 6, which means she has her full bloody outfit. But that's mostly from when they give away, like, the blood points. I have not played that much of Dead by Daylight to grind that much. Yeah. I finished Daredevil the show. I brought Sylvia onto the server, and she was like, dang, y'all play a lot. She was very impressed by, like, all of our builds. And I bought a new game because PlayStation's having a sale. And I don't know, this one just kind of interested me based on which is called This Bed We Made. It's some sort of thriller 3D visual novel game, I think. I don't know. Solve a 1950s neo-noir mystery in an indiscreet hotel as an indiscreet hotel maid.
Okay.
That's it. Just kind of a lot. And then I went to work a lot for like the longest shifts they'd
Bro,
given me.
same.
Money though,
Uh,
getting that bag.
true, but right now I'm poor because I get paid Thursday.
Brother, same.
I get paid
That's
not this
so
Thursday, but next
unfortunate.
Thursday, guys.
I'm sitting
Yay!
with like $30 in my account.
Oh, I can't say same for that, but I am poor though. I do feel that.
All
That's
right,
it.
let's see who's up last.
It's gonna be me.
No, actually,
Nah.
Kyle, you're up. Cooper's last.
Oh
Let's go.
damn,
Well, fuck you, Coop.
dude, this is so lame, bro. It's because I'm white.
Well, I'm trying to play Sid Meier's Railroads. My PC cannot handle it because I
Dude, I
have
remember
been
that.
lazy and still have not cleaned it out.
You lost your yeah. You lost your save though, right?
On Sid, oh yeah, but
Yeah.
That's crazy.
my save wasn't honestly that complex. I had like
Man,
7 cities connected, so that's not like
Okay,
super
that's not
crazy.
too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not
That's
bet on
the only.
Kyle cleaning out his PC. You would actively lose money every week.
Bruh, that's
That is
crazy.
crazy. You have
But
a
yeah,
higher
I
chance
would.
winning a lottery, bro.
That's also crazy. That's also crazy. You know what? I'm cleaning it tomorrow just because you said that.
He won't.
See?
But yes, I will. Yes, I will. If I
I'm just
remember,
a hater.
if I think about it, I'll do it. If I think about it, I'll do it.
He
Yeah,
doesn't think
Um,
about it, so he doesn't do it. That's
true.
yeah,
shut
that's
up,
fair.
Cameron. Shut up. You're giving away my plan. Yeah, I was playing Sid Meier's Railroads. I was having a great time. It kept crashing, so now I can't play that game anymore until I figure out what the hell's going on with my PC. Um, I played a lot of Marvel Rivals this week. I played a lot of Helldivers this week, and I played a lot of Civ 7 this week.
Dang.
I don't think I have anything new. I still have not touched um, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, but I have been playing some Lord of the Rings Return to Moria. I like that. It's a fun game. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing in it. It's a little bit confusing what I'm meant to, like what my objective is, but I've been playing.
Never played it, so I can't comment on it.
And let's see. I played. Actually, that might be everything. I think that's everything. I'm looking at my Steam list and I don't see anything else that I played this week, so I think that's it.
All right, Cooper, finish us out.
Super.
All right. I would say best for last, guys, but I literally have been studying so much because last week I had a bunch of business tests, and this week I had psychology. Like today I had a psychology test, and then
Your
on Thursday.
teachers are all trying to get out before spring break, the midterm.
Perfectly fine in the psychology, and you're still stressing hella hard about it.
Kyle, you're eating
What?
your mic.
Yeah, I was
can't
gonna
even
say, what
understand
happened to your
Kyle, really.
mic?
Sorry, I
He was,
cupped
like,
my hand
swallowing.
around it for impact.
Dude, the only impact was on the spacing between words.
True.
Exactly.
You sounded like Bane.
But Cooper
We've
been
been
stressing hella
studying a
hard about this.
lot.
We've been studying.
Dude, I'm
Cooper
so
been stressing
mad.
hard about the psychology test, and he did fine, bro. He did
I
better
Dude,
than
did.
I
it's
I
a
did.
literally studied.
psychology test.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what I'm
not. It
saying.
wasn't
He did
bad, but
better
like
than
I
I
literally
did, bro.
studied everything but the name. So I was like, "Who the hell shocked rats?" I was like, "Fuck," because I couldn't remember.
Who the shocked rats? Psychology students when they have a mental torture due at midnight.
Just in case you were wondering, it was Skinner. Skinner was the one that shocked rats. He taught them to
I
press
was
a lever in order
thinking.
to avoid being shot.
Yeah, it's driving me crazy though, because I literally forgot to study the names because
But you
I
literally
just didn't
knew
think about it.
you knew Pavlov did dogs, and you knew Watson was
Yeah,
Little Robert. The only throw off, or the only one that would have been weird for you was Bandura.
Bandura. Yeah, Bobo the clown.
Well,
I
the
know it
clown's
now,
crazy.
You do.
Umbo.
dude. It was crazy. It was whatchamacallit.
I don't know.
It's not like these
Someone
aren't
else would know.
taught in other things. I knew all these names you bring.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, Pavlov is obviously the most
Pavlov's one of
recognizable
the
out of all
most
of them.
known. Yeah, yeah.
Pavlov is almost more recognizable than Schrodinger at this point.
I don't know.
All right.
Very well
Well,
known.
was there anything that you did manage
Honestly,
to play, or
I haven't played anything, bro. Like I went fishing. Fishing was a lot of fun. I did that with
Yeah,
Kyle
we
and
went
Carlin.
fishing.
Cooper
That
went
was fun.
fishing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
I also went fishing. I kind of
I
forgot to mention
Wow.
I
that.
caught
But
I caught a ton of worms, dude. I was so happy.
and you know what the funniest part is? Both of them were squealing from the freaking worms at the beginning of the trip. And then Carlin was like, "Oh, put the worm on the hook for me. I can't do it." And I was like, "Nah, if you're going to call me out here fishing, you're putting your own damn worm on your own damn hook." And Cooper was nice. He was like, "I'll put your worm on the
Yeah,
hook."
that's a tale as old as time. People go fishing for the first time and they're like, "Ew, I don't want to get the worms. I don't want to
It's
nasty
been a minute.
worms and bugs."
They're like, "What's this yellow discharge?" I was like, "I don't know, worm guts."
Who
Why are
went
you
fishing?
studying it?
No.
Yeah, I got over that quickly when
Okay.
I was a kid because going catfishing, the best bait is usually with the nastiest thing you have,
Yeah.
and typically for
Well,
us that's
dude,
chicken livers.
I would say chicken livers and like fucking pieces, like little beef offal is like chunks of beef offal is also really good.
I mean, yeah, really any
Oh,
old
yeah.
meat, any disgusting thing, any stinky, nasty something that can stick on a hook is
So
Yeah.
it's food for a catfish.
Barrett went fishing, or y'all just dragged
No,
Carlin
Barrett.
without Barrett?
Barrett went to
No,
Troy.
Barrett was in Troy.
Carlin was like, Barrett, would anybody want to go fishing with me? And he's like, I'll ask Kyle and Cooper. And we were like, hell yeah, dude. Because
We were like, we
fishing's
don't got
sick.
anything else going on, yeah.
Literally, it's Wednesday, so. And we went. We did pickleball
So
the day
she took
before.
y'all fishing.
Yeah, she brought the rods and all that.
I don't know. We still paid for it, so
We did still pay for it. Yeah.
I think we took ourselves fishing, and she just happened to be there. I mean,
So y'all didn't go catching, y'all went fishing?
Yeah, we went.
yeah, we went
fishing.
fishing. We did not catch.
The day before, we did some pickleball. It was.
We were close. I had like several bites.
Yeah, dude,
and
I had a
there was
lot of like.
there was one of them where I could have sworn I had it on the hook, but I think I just pulled back too soon,
Yeah.
and it swam away.
There was
But-
some bitch that was eating all my damn worms. As soon as I put it, like I got a new worm right on the hook. Finally, got it on. Threw it out. I was like pulling it back in. It was immediately gone. I was like, bro.
It probably
I did
fell
it
off
again.
the hook.
Okay,
They
maybe I
can't-
just can't
yeah,
tie
they
right.
can't
I thought
fall
there was
off the
some
hook.
fish that was being a bitch and
Well,
just kept
'cause they-
eating my worm.
Well, if you get
I
a
was so
bite and then you
mad.
don't get any more, and then you reel it back in and it's gone, yeah, it was probably the fish. But if you threw
Probably
it
the
out there and
fish.
then reel it back in and it was already gone, it probably.
It felt like a bite. It might have been like a log or something.
The
Yeah,
worst
you
part
know-
of
you know
fishing
how-
is when you don't ever catch anything, you struggle to tell the difference between what an actual bite is and something just like the wind pulling on it or like water current. Because like when you start paying attention really closely, you start
Or a rock.
doubting yourself.
Yeah.
And not
Yeah.
knowing
That
what it is.
rock
Cooper-
that
Cooper,
take that lure.
look.
But Grant, you
Not-
know how like Go ahead,
Not
Kevin.
catching a fish is not the worst thing that can happen. Having the water eat your lures is the worst thing that can happen.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
what also is pretty
That's
bad? If you
true.
pull a Little Rascals move and you get fucking Porky and what's that other kid's name? But they like hook the hooks somehow intertwine underwater and then they start trying to reel each other in. That's like one of the buckwheat. I think it's buckwheat. Porky
It
and
is.
buckwheat. Yeah. That's a funny scene. But no, Grant, you know how like whenever you're hooking a worm, you have to just kind of shove it straight through the front of the worm. You can't go like at the side or else it falls off the hook easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cooper and Carlin were not doing that. They were like hooking it through the side and everything. I was like, y'all got to go through the like.
Yeah,
just
the
shove
hooking it
hook
like you
through the
hook it in a
face.
cartoon.
Yeah,
You stick
like
it
you
on
have
there
to,
one time and that's good enough.
Yeah, you have
Literally.
to freaking shove it through the face and hook the entire worm on there.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
I also did not play the game of the week. Do we want
Um.
to still go
Let's
discuss?
just
Yeah.
run it.
Don't
I
worry,
played it.
I played it.
Okay,
one
well
I
Do
then.
you
played
have
it.
anything else? Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I
Coop?
had one more thing. Sorry.
Oh,
The
okay.
day before fishing, we did do pickleball with Barrett and Carlin.
That
Me,
was pretty
Kyle.
fun, but they
But
were like over
literally,
an hour late.
they took like almost what 2 hours or was it an hour and
It
a
was
half?
it was 2 hours. No, it was
Yeah,
2
nearly
hours that
2
it took for them
hours.
to get there. And granted, Barrett lives in Phoenix City, so that's like a 30-minute drive just to get from Phoenix City to Auburn, or to Opelika. But still, he sat at Carlin's house waiting for her to wake up for an hour. He just
then-
sat there and
He
didn't
just
do
sat
anything.
there, didn't go in, didn't do nothing, and then she took like 5 years to throw on some like clothes, dude.
Yeah, like 30 minutes to get some clothes on, and then they finally left. That shit was crazy. I don't know
That-
why the hell it took so long. Anyway,
I don't know why it took so long. And then Kyle was like, "Guys, we got to call it early because I have other plans." It's like,
yeah, well, okay. I do that every Tuesday though.
you do that every
I
Tuesday.
just didn't do it
except tonight.
today because we had. Yeah, I didn't do it today because we had podcast.
Okay.
I
Anyway,
was like, "Damn." It was
Let's
just
go.
really, really bad.
game of the
time.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, game of the week. Sorry,
Game of
I
the
wanted to
week.
add that.
Kirby's Dream Land 2.
It's more of what we played
It's-
last week.
I
It's
liked it.
literally the exact same as Dreamland 1.
No, not exactly.
It's
'cause
not the
you-
exact. No,
No, it's-
because
no,
you
no,
have
no, it's
power
not-
ups this time.
You have
You have
power ups
power-ups
and
this time.
you have power ups and partners.
Oh,
So-
joke's on you! I did not swallow a single thing.
That's so crazy.
Wow.
I played it
What did you
the
play?
exact-
5
I
minutes?
played it the exact same way that I played Dreamland 1.
Flew over all of it.
Oh, that's right. Kyle's bad at
I
2D platformers, so he skips over the whole level.
I flew over part of it, and then anything that I did have to like, fucking like suck in, I just immediately spit back out the star. I didn't even try to get a power up. I didn't know that they
Man.
were in
That's
this one.
wild.
I
I didn't know they were in that one.
Wait,
wanted to
so
play, just to have a comment. But I played through the first boss.
the first
Wispy
boss
Woods?
is the classic
The tree. It's always
the
the
tree.
tree.
The tree.
The tree is
The-
crazy. It's Wispy Woods, guys.
The
Shut up.
I played until World 4. I cannot tell you what the other bosses were.
I also
Yeah.
only played until Wispy Woods, and then I got tired of it.
I think one of them was like a bunch of enemies that you had to kill, which felt more like one of the rooms in like say Kirby 64, where it's just like you have to kill all the enemies to be able to move to the second half of the level. But yeah, the tree's the only iconic boss that I saw.
Oh, yeah.
There was
Well,
no.
Dean
The
and
tree is
Lee's at the end.
crazy.
I did
There was
not
no,
see the
there was no cloud.
No cloud.
But Cooper, I
There's
got a
no
question for
DVD, no
you.
Meta
Do you
Knight,
like
no
making Wispy Woods cry in Kirby's
Yes.
air ride?
Air ride? Yeah, dude.
I like
Yeah.
making Wispy Woods cry every
No.
time I see him. Fuck that bitch.
Damn.
Bro's my, bro literally tries to pull an Isaac Newton on me, bro. I got
I
those
feel
hands.
bad making him cry in
I
air
do
ride.
feel an air ride. I feel bad because he literally can't do anything in air. I will
He's
say
just vibing in the park.
Until you hit him a bunch.
until you hit him
A
And then
bunch.
he's
a couple
crying.
times.
You know what? Deserved. Get shit on Wispy Woods.
He is actually like one of my favorite bosses. I'm glad they like keep bringing him back.
Doesn't he join like the little cavalcade of people at the newest one that you played? I haven't beaten.
I think yeah, he joins like the bad guys in Kirby's. What the hell is that game called on Switch? Kirby game.
Kirby's Dreamland Deluxe.
Forgotten Land.
Forgotten Land.
I still need to go back and finish that one.
Go to
No.
game. Me and Haley.
No, I
finished it.
thought he was outside, like in the.
Is he? Hang on.
I thought he joined like the little hub world.
Oh yeah,
After
yeah,
you
yeah.
beat
Because
him.
there's like a big palm tree. Right? Yes. He was called Tropic Woods in this one. It was a tropical tree.
Oh yeah, because he can't be Wispy Woods because you're not in Dreamland.
No, you're in the Forgotten Land, which is pretty sick.
You know what? Only Kirby game that I've ever like really, really, really enjoyed was Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Epic Yarn is sick.
Epic Yarn.
Epic,
you ever
Epic Yarn
play-
was so fucking good.
Did you ever play the 3DS one? Extra Epic Yarn?
No, I
No,
think
he
I only
probably
played
played
the Wii one.
Wii.
Wii
But
one?
I played Star Allies too, and Star Allies was okay. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I did like the fact that you could just recruit the fucking enemies to be your
No, yeah.
friends, but that was kind of funny.
I think
But I
yeah,
also felt like it was way, way, way too easy.
it was missed potential. I feel like there could have been a lot more
Yeah.
for Kirby
Yeah,
Star
yeah, yeah.
Allies.
Yeah,
I agree.
I love the Kirby series, but like I do feel like Star Allies could have been.
I can't be
so much
mad at
better.
Star Allies. It brought back Adeline for the first time in like 20
Like,
years.
Star Allies is cool. I just don't think it's a great Kirby game. I think it's a good Kirby game, not a great Kirby game. But hey, it's fine.
So what's the ratings for Dreamland 2? Same as before? Better than
Out
before?
of 10, out of 10, I'd say 6. It's not like
What do we
I
give
wouldn't-
Dreamland 1? Did we give it a
I
score out
I
of 10?
also
or-
gave it a 6. I
Okay.
think
What-
yeah.
Did we give it a
Did we
score?
do
I
it out
think
of
I
5
just
or 10?
I think we
think I
gave it
just
like
said I
6 or
liked
7
it.
out of 10.
I said I liked it.
I said
Yeah,
I'll
I
say
I don't know.
I'll give it.
rating.
It's
I
fire.
have a hard time ranking.
Well, you know what?
Like,
I'm saying
rating
Older
Dreamland 1,
games.
6 out of 10. Dreamland 2, 6 out of 10 also because I did not play with the things that they added in
That's so
Dreamland
wild.
2.
Yeah, I'd
You know
probably
what?
give
You're right.
Dreamland 2 a higher score, even though I played less.
Yes, but I
I
did not
liked
utilize
both.
the things that made
I-
Dreamland 2 better. So therefore.
You're right. Pokemon Sword and Shield, 0 out of 10. Never played it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right, boys.
You know what? Scarlet Violet, I'll let you get away with that. Sword and Shield was actually pretty good, so I can't say that you get away with that one. Sword and
Alright.
Shield was actually fun.
All right, well, on to the tidbits then. Dauntless is shutting down on May 29th, 2025.
Saw that.
Dauntless
that is
will
crazy
receive
'cause
no
I used to
additional
play the hell out of
content
that
or
game.
updates. The game will no longer be available to play on that date.
Yeah,
Remind me
I
what
saw that,
Dauntless
which is
is.
crazy. It's like a Monster Hunter clone,
Pretty much Monster
but it
Hunter.
was made by it was made by Epic Games. It was like an Epic Games
Okay,
Monster
heard.
Hunter clone,
Did they give a
and it
reason
was
why?
I won't lie, it was really fun because it was free, and it did scratch that Monster Hunter itch, but it was nowhere near as good as a Monster Hunter
No,
game.
dude, Dauntless was very grindy from what I remember.
Yeah, it
'Cause I
was
played a little bit.
extremely. It was like twice as grindy as a Monster Hunter game, and
Yeah.
just like you would literally have to sit there and do. If you want to, let's say, one set of armor, you'd probably have to go after the same enemy at least 10 or 11 times.
Yeah, it's like double the
It
grinding,
was
like half the reward.
crazy how much you had to grind to get certain things in that game.
Yeah.
Unless you were just really, really good at breaking specific parts exactly when you needed to, you had to. It was a lot. But
No,
honestly,
yeah.
I played the crap out of the game mostly because I had a friend at the time who did not play anything else but that game. So if I
Mhm.
wanted to play with that friend, I had to play that game, and it was interesting.
Feel that.
And you know exactly who I'm talking about,
I know.
Cooper.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
All right. Let's do it, Phil. Hideki Kamiya says he'd still love to make Scalebound one day. What is Scalebound?
The
Oh,
Microsoft
heard of it.
Xbox 360 game that got canceled. That was like big monsters and I don't know. This is the Bayonetta guy.
Microsoft's version
Yeah.
of Monster Hunter was crazy.
They got like 2 E3 trailers,
Ooh.
so those are still around.
Well, it'll
Wait,
be
you
funny
said
if
it's
that
another
happens at
Monster
some
Hunter
point.
clone? Cameron,
Do it.
did you say it was another Monster Hunter clone?
Yes, that's how Alex made it sound. I don't know for sure though.
Given that
next
it's
one.
made by the guy that made Bayonetta, it was probably a hack and slash. I don't know. Let me look it up.
An action role-playing game made by Platinum Games for the Xbox One. But it was
Yeah,
announced in
probably.
2013 and
Yeah.
got canceled in 2017.
So it was probably a hack and slash.
Played in the third-person perspective, in which
Right.
players assume control of Drew as he progressed through the world of Draconis. Players are accompanied by a dragon called Thuban, who would assist Drew throughout the game. Let's see. Yeah,
I've
so
never even heard of
it's
this
like
until
a
now. So.
it seems like a hack and slash, but there's a lot of mechanics around being tied to this dragon. Like you can either
Yeah.
fight as yourself and have the dragon be like AI controlled, or you can directly control the dragon if you want. Or at least that's what
There
was
were a lot
shown
of
to me.
Cool.
There were a lot of
Yeah, good
production issues from that work got leaked, and it was supposed to be between Platinum Games and Microsoft.
Okay, well I doubt that happens, but it'd be cool if it does. Square Enix Naoki Yoshida is no longer on the company's board of directors. Who is that?
I recognize it as a Final Fantasy name, I think.
What company was it?
Square Enix.
Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that Yoshida sounds like a Final Fantasy name, but I can't remember.
Yeah, but I mean, they just
Producer,
had, like,
director,
tons
and
of successful-
designer for Square Enix. He was
What
the
did he work
director of
on?
Final Fantasy 14.
Ah, that's where it is.
I feel like
Yeah.
the Final Fantasy series just had like a giant release. I don't. Okay. Huh.
Final
Rebirth.
Fantasy
And
constantly has giant
14
releases.
is awesome.
Square,
I'll say
look,
I'm not in Square's inner circle, but also
we've already
that-
determined that Square does not like.
Well, this guy's
uh,
one thing is that he's 14, so it's interesting he's not on the board of directors because they make a lot of money off 14.
honestly, I didn't hear a lot of people talking about 14.
14's been around for a long
Quite a
while
while.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still
Uh,
never
Every
heard
once in a
many
while,
people
you'll see
talking
like
about
a trailer at like the Game Awards or things where they're releasing one of their latest expansions.
it. What was the most recent one they did? Like that was a new one, not 8 Rebirth, obviously, but wasn't
16.
was it 16? Okay.
Yeah, 16 is the newest game, but it's not a JRPG in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
And it's not like 7 where it's got like a JRPG action mix thing. It's very much more action oriented. So it reviewed well, but like Final Fantasy fans weren't very happy for. They're like, if you want to do an action thing, then do Rebirth because at least it feels like a JRPG.
Right.
Let's see. From Dominic Tarson, it happened so quietly that not even delisted games.com noticed it, but all of Insomniac's big PC VR games have been delisted from the only store that had them, the Oculus store. Stormland, Edge of Nowhere, Feral Rights, and The Unspoken. I emailed the store. They said, quote, ask Insomniac.
Interesting. I've never heard any of those, and I have personally
Same.
looked at the Oculus store many times,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, weird.
and I have never heard of any of those titles. I have not specifically searched for Insomniac games, but I guess now it doesn't matter.
Dragon Quest XI returns to the Switch eShop, quote, at a permanently reduced price. So that's exciting.
I like reduced prices.
Mhm.
I'm a big fan of less money for more stuff.
True.
Monster Hunter Wilds locks character editing behind microtransactions. That's awesome.
Kinda
Thank
gay.
you,
Okay,
Capcom.
well,
Yeah, bad.
Turns out I'm not gonna buy Wilds anytime soon.
Nintendo to delist retro game Super Soccer from the Nintendo Switch Online library in Japan.
I think
And
this is
US and
actually
Europe.
worldwide.
Oh,
Actually,
oh man,
not Super Soccer.
yeah, not Super
Dang
Soccer.
it, man!
Dude,
Man,
I hate
the
it.
rage some of people have been putting in it. I'm like it's bad to delist things, but some of them are acting like they're delisting like the all-time classics
great.
of
Yeah.
the
Like
not
I saw
something they own because this is obviously more like to do with rights than
I saw an
them
article that
wanting
was
to
like
delist it.
Nintendo should let us buy the games they delist from NSO. I'm like,
oh,
nobody's going to buy Super Soccer.
Oh yeah, you want to bet?
Yeah,
I'm buying it. I'm buying it right now. I'm calling up
That's
Nintendo
crazy.
headquarters and buying
That's
that game
crazy.
right now. Hello, can I have Super Soccer, please?
That's
No,
crazy.
but like some of the ways the articles I've written, like some of have been like so bad written for clicks because I saw one that was like Nintendo is deleting NSO SNES, and it's like no, they're removing
One
a
game.
game.
One game they don't even own.
I get it. It's bad they're removing games. I don't agree with it. It's just I generally feel it's more like what we usually know, which is the rights thing of
I
like
don't know. I don't really see any
whoever
problem
owns
with it.
Super
Like, if
Soccer.
Yeah,
But
like
that's what I'm saying. Like, if they have the rights to the game, they can do with it whatever they want with it.
I agree with the I don't think they should take it down, but also I gotta be real. If you're upset that you can no longer access Super Soccer, we
Go
need
emulate it.
someone
Just
needs.
go emulate it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, has nobody Googled how to emulate a game before? It is stupid easy today. You download one
That's crazy.
program and put one file in it, and it will work. So, like,
Well, it's super easy for Nintendo because that's the only company people care to do that for.
no, it is super easy for everything up until like Xbox 360 generation. That's when it gets kind of bad. But like
Yeah.
today, there's so many advancements. Emulation is not what it was a
No,
decade
even
ago.
Xbox 360, even Xbox 360, level games usually can run pretty well. Honestly, like
Yeah,
with the
but
tech that a lot of people
what
are
I
coming
just
out
mean is
with,
like it's not gonna be rock solid.
that's true.
It's gonna
That's true.
take a lot more effort on your part to kind of do some tweaking and figure out stuff depending on what you're
That's true.
playing, and also once you get into newer consoles like that, because like you have to do this on like the PS2 emulator too, I think technically, like you have to start providing BIOS files.
Yep. Yep.
So like in terms of raw simplicity, basically for sure anything made before 2000 and any handheld Nintendo's ever made, up and I guess not the Switch, but like you know what I mean. It's super easy to do, and
Yeah.
for a game like Super Soccer, if you really care, it is not technically legal, but it is free to download online right now from a million places.
Yeah.
Just make sure you
I feel like
download
just emulate
supersoccer.sfc and not supersoccer.exe and open up a command prompt.
it. Yeah, you're gonna execute something on your PC that just wipes everything.
Okay, let's see. Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii was the #1 best-selling game in Japan this week. Makes sense. Congratulations. Very nice.
Love to see it.
Due to an
Speaking of, how
increase,
is it then, Alex?
yeah.
Great, he's not even here.
Oh,
Continuing.
he already
He's
talked
dead.
about it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't hear him.
I have like 40 hours in the game and I haven't beaten the second chapter.
Nice. Seems like a
True.
big game
Oh,
then.
that's what I was forgetting. I helped him with some Yakuza.
Nice. Is it fun though? Like, is it?
It's a lot of fun.
I would hope so for
Yeah,
40
Do they have
40
a
hours
rhythm
and only
game
being in
section?
chapter 2,
'Cause
it
you
better
know
be
who to
fun.
you know who to
He's
call
done mostly
if
side
it's
games.
got rhythm game.
To
It
be
does
fair.
have a rhythm
Call
game,
you
but
call
it's
me and
the
Cooper immediately. That's who you
True.
call.
To be fair, actually both of us, Grant. You have well over, I think, like 500 probably. I have like a good bit over 400 hours in Apex, and that is like the worst game of all time.
Oh, I've got like
Yeah, I have
2,000, probably 1,500.
I have
Oh, when it was
nowhere
back on
near
the other.
Yeah. I only
I have
have
nowhere near that many hours in
440 on
Apex,
Steam,
but
but I
my
had another
highest
like
played
1,200 on EA Store.
Goodness.
I have nowhere
What's up,
near
pal?
that many hours played on Apex, but my highest two played games in Steam is Smite at 180 or 582.6 hours, which I no longer play anymore and don't really like it. And Destiny 2 at 580.5 hours, also don't really like it anymore, can't really play it without giving myself like severe PTSD and anger issues.
Me playing Rocket
And
League,
then,
and I had significantly less
Really?
hours.
look, out of my top 12 Steam games, 3 of them I absolutely like cannot stand anymore. And that's Smite, Destiny 2, and Apex. All of which I have over 200 hours in, or
Dude,
almost 200 hours in
yeah.
Apex's.
The thing
In
I'm
Apex.
most mad about with Apex is that I never got all the achievements. So I like forever I only have 11 out
Yeah,
of
I
12.
don't, dude. I'm missing one achievement, and it's to
Yeah,
win a game with 8 different legends.
yeah, same. I always played as Lifeline. So
Yeah, I
Oh, I've
always
got all
played
12.
as
Nice.
specific characters. I just
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah,
Let's
it is what
see. Due to an increase in the cost of parts, Nintendo will increase the price to repair Switch consoles in Japan starting March 26th.
Sad.
Wait, they're gonna wait one more time.
Due
Yeah,
to an increase
increasing-
in the cost of parts, the cost of repairing your Switch will go up in Japan at the end of the month.
Oh no, numbers
Oh,
go up, but
damn.
not good. Not good numbers.
Bad numbers go up, guys.
Bad
numbers.
numbers.
Oh man.
Like a drag or Jade Empire could have joined Dragon Age and Mass Effect as another franchise if it wasn't for Xbox's absolutely moronic advice, says BioWare co-founder.
I've literally never heard of Jade Empire.
Me neither, but it's
Xbox
probably
game.
because of Xbox's moronic advice, wherever that was.
Classic Xbox
Don't take
game.
advice
Okay,
from Xbox.
Yeah.
that explains
Or
a lot.
Microsoft in general, really. Don't take advice from Microsoft in general.
Correct.
They're out to get your money and nothing else.
Well, most corporations are, but especially Microsoft.
It's
Well,
on
yeah.
Steam apparently. For 15.
Xbox Studios head Craig Duncan confirms Fable is delayed to 2026. Quote, I know that's not maybe the news people want to hear. End quote.
What's Fable? That sounds
mean,
familiar.
Fable
It is an older series.
Yeah, it used to be a staple Xbox franchise, and it still kind of is. Like if you've known Xbox for a long time, then you know that Fable it used to be one of their staple franchises. But
Okay.
basically,
Yeah,
I don't
it
think anything's come
started
out
on-
since Fable 3, right?
I was thinking
think
that.
so.
No, Fable 4 is the
definitely sounded
game.
familiar when you said it, but
I
I was
thought.
like, I
Hold
don't.
on.
It
Maybe
might
I'm
be. I just
insane.
have no idea.
No, they had Fable, and then they had DLC, I guess, or something. This is the Lost Chapters 2. Pub game?
personally,
Oh, mini games. 3, and then they had a weird chibi one called Heroes.
uh,
Journey is an action game in the 5th game. For the Kinect. Oh, that's not really a game. And then they had Anniversary, which seems to be a remake of the original Fable. They really haven't had.
They haven't had a new one since Fable 3. Seems like.
Yeah.
When was that released?
I don't know, but it was on the 360.
2010.
So a while
They had
ago.
a remake of one in 2014. And then
Wow.
Fable Fortune was the collectible card game, like the Witcher one everyone's always talking about.
Yeah.
And that was 2017, which
speaking
was their
of-
most recent.
Wait, speaking of the BioWare co-founder, I can't. Oh my god. Quote: EA gives you enough rope to hang yourself. BioWare
Oh.
co-founder on his dream of taking over EA from the inside.
why?
That is
EA
actually
gives
so
you
fucking
enough
crazy.
rope to hang yourself.
Dude's putting out iconic quotes back to back.
Yeah, that's
That
so.
is actually so fucking crazy.
Oh hey, I'm in a severe thunderstorm warning. There it is.
Hooray.
Oh,
Dude.
nice.
Hooray!
Yay! Severe thunderstorm.
Love to see it for you.
Well, let's keep moving in case I lose power. Let's see. Hellraiser is leaving Dead by Daylight. Rest in peace. I guess he wasn't cool enough.
Hellraiser's the brand. The guy, the villain from it was Pinhead.
Yeah.
It's because Pinhead is owned by like 2 different corporations, and one of them wants to do NFTs instead of fun things like Dead by Daylight.
Bruh.
Like this was obviously coming because like Dead by Daylight was like, man, we're never doing another crossover with them.
Yeah.
Damn.
Dang,
That's harsh.
That's bad.
that is.
Who let Bro cook
that's-
trying to do freaking NFTs instead of video games?
Dude.
Which are, let's face it, fancy
Companies.
NFTs.
Yeah.
Companies like the idea of NFTs.
I mean,
Like stupid companies.
am I crazy to say Wouldn't like
Yeah, but the
Pokemon?
idea of NFTs is already big. Sorry, I'm
Bro, he
No,
said,
you're
"Is it
good.
crazy to say?" What is it
I'm
crazy to
not meaning.
say?
I don't.
Like Pokemon, like the TCG, like the online, the app. Is that not like NFTs, or is that like a different concept?
No,
for what?
No.
NFT isn't just a concept. There's a whole mathematical thing involved to make it an NFT.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's not an NFT just because it's a picture. As much as funny as it is, technically it's not just a picture. It's a whole bunch of math
Business
stuff.
model, quote unquote.
I still don't get it. I don't know why
Right,
you.
we'll
Cooper, you're going to need to
let
take
you
a
figure it out.
lot more math courses than you have currently taken in your life to fully actually understand crypto and
That's why
NFTs and
I
stuff.
refuse to
So,
learn the
Cooper,
mathematical
blockchain.
side.
NFT
Yeah.
stands for non-fungible tokens.
Right.
It is created with essentially AI is closer. Like that's something you would kind of
We'll talk about this
understand.
after the show.
It's not, but
This.
it's
Yeah,
closer to blockchain.
I got you.
But it's why like everybody was posting the stupid monkey and being like, "Man, my monkey's worth 40K," and then people would take it and be like, "Ah, but I've screenshotted your monkey, so it is my monkey."
My monkey.
Monkey K.
Let's see. Super Mario Brothers 2 and Link to the Past have been added to Nintendo Music.
Oh, go to.
Nintendo Music also got a patch with a new automatic volume adjustment feature.
Which
Intended
can be
to
turned off in settings.
Yeah, it's intended to balance the volume between tracks.
That's good.
And like Cameron said,
Wait,
you can
that's
disable
sick.
it in settings, and also bug fixes and other stuff. The more stable experience, better user experience update. You always gotta say
Always happy about that.
Yeah.
that.
By the way, so rolling back to the Fable being delayed, I think that's a good thing. I think games being delayed is actually a good thing.
Well, yeah, it means that they're okay. I guess it
Hopefully,
could mean that they're taking their time to make sure that it's correct on release,
like actually
or it
good.
could just be
Yeah.
like disastrous failure, and they need to completely scrap and give themselves
They
more time
lost
to think of
all the
something else.
code. Lost all the
True.
code.
But I'm
Hopefully,
gonna
Or it's
say,
Microsoft and it's not
I'm gonna say
Gears of War, Forza, or
Halo.
someone help me out. Halo, right? Exactly. It's not one of the three, so it's not done.
I'm gonna say because I'm
Yeah.
optimistic that it's because they want to make sure that it's completely ready to go before it releases. But
Yeah, but it's
like
Xbox.
knowing
You
modern
can't be
game
optimistic
companies,
about
that's not.
Microsoft. You can't be
I would say
optimistic about Microsoft.
No.
knowing modern game trends, it's not because of that reason.
Yeah.
At all.
Unfortunately,
Even though I feel like it should
it'd be
be
good if it
in most
was. Yeah.
circumstances. Right. But it never ever is, unfortunately.
No, unfortunately, no.
Uh, Old but still interesting tidbit for the week. In the casting of Frank Stone, if you lose any of the 4 possible characters, you can make it to the campfire at the end of the game. They are replaced with silhouettes of Dwight Fairfield, Glorit Morrill, Meg Thomas, or Jake Park. And if you lose all 4, then you'll have the 4 original Dead by Daylight survivors sitting around the campfire.
That's pretty.
That's
What?
fun.
Oh, so the original 4 characters of Dead by
Yeah, which
Daylight
are
are
those
used as
four?
the silhouettes for characters that die in the game. If one dies, is it random if it's only one?
I don't
Or
know
does it depend on
because
the
I didn't
character?
lose it.
Okay, well, the
That
point
part,
is one of them will show up whether it's random or pre-assigned, and if you lose all 4 of them, then you see a campfire with the ghosts of all 4
Those
original
4.
Dead by Daylight characters.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that makes absolutely no sense to me, but then I remembered I haven't played Dead by Daylight, so
True.
it wouldn't.
That would
Well,
do
it's
it.
because the game. I'll do a quick thing. The game you play with Frank Stone is brought into the entity realm at the end of the game, which is where Dead by Daylight takes place. But if
Gotcha.
they need people to fill in the slot, to start the game, which is what they're hinting at, because you are always standing around a campfire, sitting around one in Dead by Daylight before you start the match.
Yeah.
So that's what the ending is. Is just like the game's about to start.
Gotcha.
On to the rumors. Call of Duty 2026 is in development for next gen Xbox.
Of course it is.
I mean, I guess it makes sense because, to be
Makes
honest, if you
sense.
want that game to come out as a launch title, you need to start, 2-3 years
now.
ahead of time.
No, but it's
Yeah.
supposedly it's going. Like this is the rumor we talked
Oh no,
about
it says
back
Call of
in.
Duty 2026. Right, I totally missed that. Okay, so it's
Yeah,
supposed to come out next
like
year. So
yeah,
we're
Oh,
gonna have
the
a new console
new
gen next year.
console.
we're gonna have
Like what we
a
talked
new
about
gen
when
console.
Microsoft was suing. No, they weren't. They were getting sued by all the governments for buying
Well, when did
Activision. Is that they were working on one of the documents that leaked was they were working on releasing a console in 2026. But we
the
have
new or the current Xbox and the PS5
2020.
come out?
2020.
Yeah,
Well,
so
that's
this
about
this
right.
would this would be a
6 years later.
It's
6 years
not
is
though.
not standard release for Sony and Microsoft. It used to be standard release for Nintendo, but they're stopping that now.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
but
I feel like
Sony and
we
Microsoft
haven't.
have done usually 8 years.
I think Microsoft's pulling this to get rid of the variety thing between Series X and S. But I really think we haven't used this current generation of consoles outside the Switch because it's in this generation to their fullest extent.
Fair.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. I think we've probably talked about this before, but it just literally makes no sense. Like we have not yet graduated to the next step in the resolution yet. Like 4K 120 is still basically the cream of the crop. Like yeah, 8K exists, but you're not really going to make anything to drive that without spending
Yeah.
so much money.
Well,
A lot of money.
like the PS4, I can point out games that like pushed it to its limits, and kind of the same for the Pro, the PS4. But like outside of Rebirth, I don't really think anything's pushed the PS5 to where I want to see it get pushed.
And I mean, yeah, cuz like the biggest limitation of last gen was hard drive access. That's been the whole thing is that games are totally
Well,
changing now
maybe it's
because we
gonna
can
be an.
have load times faster. So like the PS4 didn't get maxed out because it was capped by the hard drive. But now that we don't have that
Maybe it's gonna be a
limitation,
new Xbox gen, but it won't be a new PlayStation gen, and they're gonna wait a year before they put out something, and it's gonna just be, absolutely
PS5
above and beyond what Xbox puts out. You
Pro
never
implies
know.
that Sony wants to wait like 3 years because they just like released that. But like I'm worried they're gonna try to
catch
push
up,
Well, that's
out
what
a
I'm saying.
especially with
Like,
the
6.
PS5 Pro doing so poorly. And I think that
Yeah.
you'd think that would be an indication, right? Like the PS5 doing so poorly is that we're maybe not ready to.
Like the 5's doing well, but the
we don't
Pro's
need
not.
one yet. We
Yeah,
we really don't need
because
one yet.
nobody has, well, especially not right now. Like
Well,
you can't even
that's a good
buy
point
a
too.
TV that's like good enough to warrant. Like, yeah, you might have a TV, but like you're there's no the
Chances
pro
are.
there's no reason to go above a pro right now because you're not going to be able to see anything past it anyways because you're probably going to be stuck at 4K instead of whatever they're trying to push the graphics to.
I don't think
Right.
they'll really push the graphics. I think they're gonna push like performance. But I think I don't know. We're just kind of on a cusp for like gaming on Xbox, Sony, and PC that are pushing like the
The graphic
triple
fidelity
A
and
graphics, and like they're
performance.
too expensive.
Yeah, I really don't see what the
Point
benefit
of
they're
moving
getting
on
is
yet
here because
is
like the normal consumer TV today is 4K 60, and
yeah.
Yeah.
if you want to spend a little more, you can get 4K 120, and if you want to spend a little more again, you can get an OLED 4K 120. But you
But
know,
that's
like
about
at the
like
standard
that's like the
65-inch
maximum skill that
size,
most
you're
people can
you're
afford.
talking about a jump from $300 to
It,
$1,400.
yeah, it was close to Cooper and I, or Cameron and I, who was with me.
I don't know.
I'm trying to go to Best
Do
Buy.
do your story.
I went to Best Buy with one of you, and we looked at TVs.
Yeah, and like
And while we were looking at TVs, there was like 8K TVs, but they were like $2,000 minimum, and they were like wall-sized TVs.
yeah, because that's the market for
Oh
those
yeah,
right
yeah. That must
now.
mean you. Yeah, because we went to
It was
Best Buy.
me and Cooper because we were
But like the
right.
problem
We went and
is,
bought your PlayStation expansion, and we looked
That's
at
right. That's what it
TVs.
was. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
say, you know, okay, let's say somehow in like 2 years from now that 8K TVs have come down to a similar price range that 4K TVs are at. Somehow, let's just say they do.
Right.
The thing is, that's that's going to mean it's just now becoming a consumer level product, and uh, because of that, most people aren't going to have it still. So you still kind of have to develop for like
4K.
most people
A
aren't
little
going to
bit
get that
below
benefit
that.
anyway. Like it's not smart to upgrade a console for a new kind of display or higher level display until that display is
Whenever that
already
display is
available.
aged. Yeah.
Because like by the time the
Yeah.
PS5 came out, everybody kind of already had a 4K TV. It might only be 4K 60, but it's still a 4K TV, so everybody can enjoy
Microsoft's
4K.
trying to push out this next console when it should just be a refresh.
Yeah. But and here's kind of the thing. Like, and I know Sony sells TVs, or at least they did.
They
They
still
still
do
do. They
because
still do.
yeah,
Yeah,
one of their big advertisements for Final Fantasy was
Was
like,
combining it with the
"Damn,
TV.
look how nice it looks on this TV," and I'm like, "You right?"
Sony. No, but like TVs, short of them breaking, um, it's really hard to warrant. I mean, maybe this is just because I'm not rich, you know. I
No,
don't.
but like
But
you
like,
wear a
TV,
TV out. You
like
have it until it breaks.
you
So yeah.
have it till it breaks because it's one like yeah. I mean, is it designed to fail? Sure, most tech is at this point, but like it's not like I need to replace it 5 years after buying it. It's
Well,
Right.
you either wait till it breaks or you have like extra money, and you're like, "Man, I want something
and I sure do want a
a
big
little bit
adult feeling
nicer."
purchase. I want a TV with more HDMI ports.
I mean,
Yeah,
like it
Right.
also is a lot
Yeah.
easier to reason an upgrade in like a 5 year time span when the technology makes a drastic level of jump that
and
you can
it's
then afford.
cheaper.
Then yeah, like
Yeah,
when the new technology comes down to the price that you can afford, that's when it makes sense to jump ship onto the next
Upgrade.
one.
it's.
Yeah.
But like, there's no
I
reason to
remember.
upgrade a TV outside of a big change in display
And
performance because what the fuck else is there?
Right.
money. You're burning money to show you have money.
Money, money, money.
Money. There was. I remember there was a thread I saw on Reddit, and there's people talking about TVs, right? And someone was like, "There's still people that bought the original, commercially available HD TVs, still paying them off. Yeah, like HD plasma, right? Still paying them off, while everyone else has 4K because they had to be the first to have it.
Oh, there's like
What?
massive TVs that are like,
Yeah, the flat screen plasmas that were a gazillion dollars.
and they're like as fat as the Grand CRT right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Upgrading
If I wanted
TVs.
one
What are
of
you guys
those,
talking about? I got the same TV.
I want, I want one of those old ones. I want like that last generation of CRTs that are like pushing on the plasma screens.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I could talk your off about that all day. The tech that's in there. I won't spare you because we've already hit 2 hours on the show. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's expensive, buddy.
Oh yeah, I know.
Right on the side of the road.
Microsoft Spicewood leak claims it is a sequel
Minecraft.
to Minecraft. Oh, Minecraft. Yeah, sorry, Microsoft on the brain. Minecraft Spicewood leak claims it is a sequel to Minecraft Dungeons with new locations.
Great.
All right. The
Great.
game no one plays.
I thought
Yay!
I was saying, I
Yay!
thought Minecraft Dungeons did not do that well.
It
I don't
did
remember
It
doing
okay
did
well.
enough,
well
and I
enough.
think it was also on Game
Well,
Pass, which
clearly.
is
That would do it,
but it's more like Microsoft just wants.
wasn't it?
They're like, we didn't invent Minecraft, so we need something that was invented while we had Minecraft.
Yeah. And wasn't it
Yay.
free on PS Plus at one point?
Probably.
Maybe I don't own it. I can't say my favorite there.
Or it might have been a
Yeah.
different Minecraft one. They made a ton of spin-offs that one time.
They've got 3 spin-offs, right? Legends, Dungeons, and oh, they had Earth for a while, but the one I'm thinking of is Story Mode.
Oh, Legends is the one I was thinking of that didn't do well. Dungeons, I think, actually did pretty well.
Legends, I think, was free on PS Plus. That's what I'm thinking of. Earth, I wish they did more with Earth. Earth could have been like a Pokemon Go type. I mean, that's what it was going to be, I think. But then
It was it was planned to be like a Minecraft version of Pokemon Go, but it ended up not really going anywhere.
they just did not use it. Yeah. Or
One
really
of the
publish.
Minecraft YouTubers I watched got to play like it and be before it came out, and he got to go in the offices, so he saw a lot of things that never actually made it into the game that
That's
he's talked about.
New Lego game coming from TT Games, likely next year, per Jason Schreier. Is that Traveler's Tales?
Yeah, those
Yeah,
Traveler's
okay.
Tales. The last 2 are Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga and the newest one that came out. I'm blanking. They did it in partnership with whoever makes Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, Lego Horizon Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Adventures. Wait.
Yeah,
Something like
whatever.
that. Whatever it is.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance showing up on the Steam store.
Yeah, this I think is more related to rumors of Microsoft really wants to bring back all like the Activision games to Game Pass to get people to subscribe so they can hit that goal they want by 30 million or 2030. My bad. 30.
And Suicide Squad's $200 million failure was so damaging it reportedly contributed to the cancellation of Monolith's Wonder Woman game.
I
Could have
believe it.
guessed that.
Great.
Next.
Yeah, that's just
Company
not even
suits
a
are
rumor.
idiots. I believe it.
Not a rumor.
Like, they're
That's
like-
just factual.
Yeah.
That game was horrible.
Man, I would like to be a corporate suit. You can fail a million times and just get paid more money than I will ever see in my life.
Correct.
Literally.
And with that, onto the finishing topic. It just so happens, since we delayed recording to Tuesday, today, as of this recording, is the 25th anniversary of the PlayStation 2 releasing in March 4th of 2000.
Yay!
Woo.
And we wanted to talk about some of our favorite PlayStation 2 games. They don't have to be exclusive, either at launch or now.
Originally. Because a lot of them probably aren't anymore.
Yeah.
There's one I'll judge all for. I
Yeah.
won't blame you for saying it. I will judge you though. So we'll see.
Okay. Who does anybody want to go first, or I can go?
I'll go
Uh,
first because I only know one PlayStation
That's
2
fair.
game,
Okay. What you got, Kyle?
and that's Shadow of the Colossus.
I own that. I think I'm missing the first
Which
disc though,
I
because I bought
know
it.
I know it's a good game.
I feel like
You
it's
know,
just easier to
I've heard
play the
I've heard
remake.
tons. I would say I've heard tons about it. I have never gotten the chance to play it because by the time I was alive, and like actually able to play games for real, the PS2 was not really much of a thing anymore.
I mean, it was a thing for after
Yeah.
y'all were live and kicking.
well, I'm saying, but like it kind of went away around 2006, right? 2007, somewhere in there.
Yeah,
Whenever the PS3 came out.
sorta,
Kinda.
kinda, yeah. They kept
Yeah.
some devs
It
kept
was more
making games
like
for
the
it.
Wii,
And like
where
the main thing that I played as a kid, because my parents never had a PS2, and none of that. So the main thing we played as kids, me and Brendan, was the Wii,
Mhm.
and um, that's where like most of my earliest gaming memories came from. And then of course, my dad got a PlayStation 3 whenever that came out, and eventually me and Brendan got our own PlayStation 3 for Christmas, and then on to PS4 after that came out. So I never had much experience with the PlayStation 2. I think I may have played one time on um, a friend's console, but I never had one of my own. So
Well, all right.
I think the the best PlayStation 2 game of all time has got to be Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.
So close to a great
Silence is
answer.
agreement.
So close to a great answer, bro. You could have said
Is it
4.
2?
Intentionally.
Oh, 4? Wait, was 4 on PS2?
Yeah.
yes,
No way. Wait.
I think all of them were.
No, PS.
No.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 were on PlayStation 1.
Okay, and then
3 and 4 were
no
on 2.
Disney, right? And the
I
Disney one was
see.
also on PS1, wasn't it?
I
Because
think
that's
so,
where they
yeah.
did like a lot of those types of games.
A couple of them also got ported to GBA. I'm not sure which ones, but I know there's a couple of them. I think 2 and 3 maybe.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, Guitar Hero also peak.
Yeah, I guess
Guitar Hero is always
I'll
peak, yeah.
I'll go through my stack. So I grabbed 5 because there's a lot of good PS2 games that I have memories with, but I didn't want to flood the show with a ton. So go down to
Oh
5.
yeah.
First one, I don't have this on PS2, but Pac-Man World 2 is a PlayStation 2 game. That's the way I first played it. Super great game. Pac-Man World 2 is the best out of the 3, I think. Destroy All Humans 2, so good. So good. There are not enough games like Destroy All Humans 2. It's a little cheesy. Some of the jokes might be a little dry, but it is super fun and super hilarious. And if this game, I need to check, is the modern port or remaster of this game still teen or is it M? Because I don't understand how this game is a teen game, but I don't know.
Well, I
I
forgot about God of War 1 and 2. I just looked up a
Uh,
list of PS2 games. I always consider those PS3 games because I saw my dad play them on PS3, but they originally came out on PS2.
Reprobed is teen still.
okay, interesting. Splashdown jet ski game, really good. There's a lot of good racing games on PlayStation 2. Because I also picked MX Superfly, dirt bike racing game, super awesome, tons of tricks.
Nice.
And then yeah, like Cooper said, Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero 3 is the one I
3.
picked because I think that is the peak
That's a
of the
good
Guitar Hero
one.
series. There's all of them
Why is
are
that?
very good, and starting with Guitar Hero 3, you can pick any of the ones they made after that too, like the band specific ones. World Tour's good, Metallica's good, all that shit is really good. Um, I I don't know. There's better games than these on the PlayStation 2. These are just my favorites because like I have Gran
Yeah.
Turismo 4. I played it as a kid, but like just didn't hit because I was a kid. Um, yeah, those are my 5. Mostly
So
fucking
did you
racing
like
games.
the oh yeah. Did you like the music on Guitar Hero 3 or is there like a different reason?
Um, it well, one, it was the first one, so I'm predisposed to it
Oh,
nostalgically. But despite that,
feel
I
that.
still think objectively it has the best um track list.
Oh yeah.
There's one other one that people like more that is kind of harder to find. I can't remember. It's expensive, like on the used market because it's got a really good track list. It might actually be the Metallica one, or maybe Aerosmith. I don't know. I have a few of them, but I know there's one that's like way more expensive than the rest because they like the set list. But I think Guitar Hero 3. I mean, it's literally like called Legends of Rock because it is. If you play through this game, you will know all of the main rock songs that you'll need to know. There's obviously way too many songs in rock genre to include on this game, but like everything in here slaps. Even if it's not your favorite, everything in here slaps. You'll have a fun time on every single track.
Okay, that's pretty good.
And also, you get to battle like Slash and Tom Morello and one other guy, can't Axl Rose maybe. No, not him. He's a singer.
Oh,
Um,
wait, no, yeah.
but yeah, the battles are super fun, and I don't know everything about it. It's probably if I had to pick one game from the PlayStation 2, I mean, the Guitar Hero era was peak,
Peak.
peak, dude. Guitar Hero, oh man, that probably has to be my
Such a
best
good
because
rhythm
like
game.
that was like freaking Tamagotchi for a couple years there.
True.
Oh yeah.
It's just the thing everybody did.
Oh, I don't even think we played any of them, and we have uh one of the drum kits, and maybe I don't
And a
think we have any of the
guitar.
guitars, but we at least have
Yeah.
a drum kit or two just out in the garage right now.
Yeah. And a guitar.
Yeah, we have
And
a
a guitar.
guitar.
Damn.
Guitar.
Yeah. We
Like
did play one, Cameron. Don't worry. We played Lego Rock Band on the
that
DS.
doesn't count.
Yes,
That
sir.
doesn't count.
Yes, sir.
You're right, but that doesn't count. You can't use the drum kit and guitar with that.
Also, to be fair, the Guitar Hero 3 doesn't do anything besides guitar. You can do
Guitar?
two-player
That makes sense.
with like two
But you
separate
have two
guitars,
guitars.
but
Oh,
yeah.
that's expensive, especially nowadays.
No, it would actually be kind of cheap nowadays.
That's true. They have like the Rift Master now.
No, you
Dude, I
can
want to
just
get a
go.
Rift Master.
You can just kind of go into shops and pick them up for not that
actually?
much because people don't want
Cooper,
clutter.
it's kind of like Skylanders.
It was
There's just a
fad.
ton of them.
Also, anybody that actually cares to play Guitar Hero
Have
in the
fun.
modern day and not deal with a retro console is building their own. You can build your own controller that's like full USB and stuff, so you can download Clone Hero and use that. And it's not super
Oh.
expensive. It's not incredibly cheap either. Like it's a couple custom things you have to order, but you can order all of it. And like if you care about Guitar Hero enough to want to play it like that, it's well worth the money. To you get to build your own controller and then use it, and it's going to be way nicer
Mhm.
That's pretty
than
sick.
some old dingy Guitar Hero controller you pick up at a retro shop.
Does
Those
it
have some
cheese it?
reliability issues. Yeah, I've got like a couple
Cheeto
of mine don't
stains
work
everywhere.
fully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. What else you guys got for PS2?
Yeah, James.
I've got some as well.
I'll run through.
Yeah, go ahead, Alex. I actually
Yeah.
have to check something real quick.
Let's run through these real quick. Persona 3 Fez. I considered putting Persona 4 on this list, but it doesn't have like one of the definitive editions, and I guess Fez isn't it anymore because all of its content got moved to Reload.
Mm.
Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 Final Remix. Final Fantasy X. And Tomb Raider Legend, just because that's been something I've been playing more recently. That's a PS2 game. So obviously my list leans heavier towards the JRPG side. That the PS2 had a lot, but not as many as its older brother.
Yeah, I think the PlayStation 1 had so many because it was I don't know, like the first one, so it was a lot more Japanese heavy, like leaning. So it kind of makes sense that a lot of JRPGs would be on there because they were already developing a bunch of them anyway.
Yeah.
PlayStation 2, while they still made them, I think they realized one, they don't have to make so many. and two, a lot of people were buying the PS2 that didn't play actual video games, but they did want
use
to
it as a
play some
cheat.
things. So like that's why I think it got a lot more popular to have sports games and racing games and
There
stuff like
are
that. There's plenty on the PS1, but it became a bigger chunk of the games library on PS2 because the
It would not.
player
Metacritic
base
has
was just more casual.
I don't think sports games would be as
1,421
prevalent
games.
if it were not for the PS2. Like there would still be sports games, but we would not have annual, franchises of
I
them.
don't know if I agree with that. Sports games have been around since the NES, at least.
I mean, yeah, because
Like,
we played
kind of
NES Soccer,
defined.
but like I don't know if we would have like annual
Even-
Madden
Yeah,
if we had
and like
not.
what
Was it
we see
not
today
had the
technically
PS2.
started on the previous gen to PS2, but the PlayStation 2 generation I think is what I think you're right. It like
Solidified
it up.
solidified the
Solidified
formula
it.
as to what
I
we
think-
have been doing now for 20 years.
But was it Madden like on the NES and SNES like annual?
No.
No.
There was like sports games at
That-
that time weren't like a consolidated
Good.
location for everything. There was like Tecmo Bowl and like 10-yard fight and like there's mini games basically and like smaller
Tecmo Bowl's
things, but
we should do that
like
again.
Madden as we know it didn't start until like John Madden Football on the N64 and like
Oh yeah.
And that
Madden
Oh,
99.
that's kind of a
Madden
stretch to say
2000.
that it's the John Madden football is what we know as Madden football now.
It's what started it. It's what made it
It's what
consolidated.
started it.
Like, and I guess if you want to make a stretch, I guess you could say Tecmo Bowl technically started it because it had 10 separate teams that were like established NFL football teams and stuff, and there was technically a roster, even though you basically couldn't ever see it in the game. But if you read the manual, you could see a roster. But like,
That's sick.
as we know it, it didn't start around until John Madden Football, and then once we got into the PS2 generation and we could
And casuals
we knew what
really got
we were
into
doing with 3D.
having games consoles.
Yeah, it made a lot of money for them, and you could, I mean, it became Madden.
Yeah. And then I guess for me, mostly Kingdom Hearts 3 Chain of Memory, and Kingdom Hearts 2. I think because I don't feel like we played other games on the PS2 growing up. Once we got one, but they weren't PS2 games. They were PS1 games. Like Kingdom Hearts, because even I think I want to say we tested it at like Best Buy or GameStop or something, right? And I'm like,
Sorry.
this is cool. Especially as a child, it was like I'm getting to play with Disney characters, but I also get to hit things with a sword.
True.
And I just remember wanting it for years, which is why we ended up getting Kingdom Hearts 358 on the DS. And that was actually the first Kingdom Hearts game I beat. And it took forever for me to actually go back and beat and play the other ones, but we have them now. I would say it's those three. I'm sure I've played games that arguably sold the best on the PS2, but I would not consider them by their PS2 versions,
Yeah, nah. Going off of that, I have one more. I don't know if I considered it like this PS2 version, but this makes the PS2 a goated console because it's on it. Crazy Taxi, bro. That's peak.
Oh wait, was that on there? I thought that was on
Apparently,
PS1.
it was on like everything, dude. It was on Dreamcast. It was on
Yeah,
GameCube.
Sega slotted out when the Dreamcast died. They threw everything at
That-
everybody.
okay, that's true. That's so true.
That makes sense.
They literally
Xbox
tried to make
360.
the original Xbox backwards compatible with the Dreamcast
That's
after the
hilarious.
Dreamcast died. Dude, Sega slutted out hard when that console flopped. They were begging people to take their games,
Crazy,
bro.
But you could have guessed Crazy Taxi was on the PS2 because it's the same generation as Sonic. Adventure and Adventure 2 and Beautiful Joe. And all of those got ported to GameCube. They also got ported to PS2 and Xbox.
I need $5,000.
True.
I can get a Crazy Taxi arcade machine.
Oh, that'd be
That
so
sounds
expensive.
so cool.
That's
I
what I'm
am
saying.
so proud of us all. Nobody was like, my favorite PS2 game was RE4.
No, mine was RE2 actually.
PS1.
Oh, never mind. Dude, Lego Batman was on the PS. Okay, PS2 is actually a peak console. My apologies. I wasn't familiar with your game.
All right, well, I think that's
Bruh.
going to wrap it up for us here. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please share us with a friend. We post every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, youtube.com/StormwindGames. Anywhere that you get your podcast, you can find us. Add us on Twitter at All Night Gamers with a K. Let us know what's your favorite PlayStation 2 game. Also, let us know if you're going to be buying that new Xbox console with the new Call of Duty game. Let us know for sure. And we'll be back next week, as always, for more gaming news, talk, and discussion. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye, y'all.